Facebook when he called me Mailman Prime. That was exciting.
That's a victory.
That's pretty good.
It was really good.
I like that.
All right, I'll start the intro.
That's when I found out he had a camera. So now I do something different every day.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Not that there aren't 300 cameras on my route.
Yeah.
No,
You
apparently.
can't even fart on somebody's doorstep anymore without them recording it.
I didn't realize how prevalent those things had become.
Yeah.
They're like
we have one
everybody.
everywhere.
Thank you.
But
Everybody
not-
has one. It's fucking crazy.
I'm not paying for the fucking. You buy it and then they want you to. They give you a 1 month trial that you can like preview past videos.
Yeah.
The only thing I have right now is where I can just tune in live to what's going on out the door right now. It might benefit me to have the service where I can pay for. I don't know. There's different tiers, but fuck it.
You already pay for a lot of video. There's no point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
For your front yard.
Oh shit. All right, here we go.
Easy, Heath Ledger.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You want to call it?
Oh, I like that. Right.
No, you do it every time because.
Oh, I do it every time?
Yeah. He had you record something.
I don't even remember what I said. Something along the lines of, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Time Spent Poorly program. With your awesome hosts, Edwardo, old Hudds, Brother Ron. These guys are awesome for welcoming back. As you can see, I am Beard the Lesser, and I'm drinking Ward's fantastic beer for the second time, and this time I'm not drunk, so it's pretty good. This is, I thought it was going to be the ass episode, but Super Bowl, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. I think we're going to talk about the ring cameras, because I've got a lot to say about that.
Oh
yeah.
It's a hell of a topic.
I have very, very deep questions about Ward beating the shit out of people in adult local hockey leagues.
Yeah, I want to know about that too.
Yeah.
I'm interested, man.
All right. Well,
Inquiring minds want to know.
why don't we just get into it? Welcome to the show. TimespentPoorly.com is the website. Go there, check out all the stuff that we have to offer. It's a good time. If you're wanting to like contribute to our show in some way or support us, we do have a Patreon. It sucks right now. I need to update it and make it better.
Make it
with some-
prettier.
like give it some better tiers.
Yeah.
But if you want to join, there's still a good tier there that you could join, like a low level tier until I update it. But anyway, if you want to do that, go ahead. Don't worry about it. If you don't, not a big deal. Enough of that. Let's get into the show. Ring cameras or just doorbell cameras.
Dude can't even fart on somebody's doorstep without being recorded anymore.
Yeah, you know those guys that killed the people over the backpack over by Albertsons. They
Yeah.
tracked them all the way via ring camera from Clarkston to the Lewiston Albertsons, all the way back to Clarkston, and they took a different route back. And
No
they,
shit.
They had video on people's ring cameras.
That's great.
The whole way.
Well, I was telling you the last episode about that guy that like I got joined into like a network of ring camera owners, and they
Like a
basically
neighborhood watch type thing?
Yeah, they're well, and we do have one of those up here in the orchards too. It's kind of shitty. It doesn't. It's like Facebook.
Hashtag
if,
Rob Ward's neighborhood.
It's like Facebook if I started it, and like it just never got off the ground. But it
How's a serial killer supposed to get away with it anymore? It used to be, the streetlights. I can't abduct them there. Now it's like you got to be in the middle of nowhere. You can't have your cell phone on you.
That's why any compelling movie anymore has got to be set like
It's got to be in the
pre-tech.
90s.
Totally,
Yeah.
yeah.
No cell phones, no
video cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was the little things.
Yeah,
Was basically that set in the 90s to make it like it just eliminates the
Workable.
possibility of having to.
Yeah, because everybody's gonna get caught doing everything now.
Yeah.
And now your cell phone isn't tracking enough. You have a camera outside your house so they can tell your routine. When you leave, when you let the dog out, when your old lady leaves, when your kids come home, when your kids are home alone, all that stuff. And especially with the ring cameras, that's not secure.
My phone knows
There's
when I get in my
backdoors for
car.
all that shit.
It'll take you 11 minutes to get home. Oh, well, thanks.
Thanks.
Maybe
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
not going home. Fuck you, phone.
Maybe I'm going to your sister's house. Fucking ring.
So I've got the Hudds brothers, all of you here. Well, Warner.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Warner Hudds.
Yeah, it is the Warner Brothers.
But oh, is it?
We were Warners once upon a time.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Chris changed when he could talk, and I changed at 10.
You know, for all the shit that I got in grade school for, Ronald McDonald, all that fun shit, nobody ever fucking picked up on the Warner Brothers thing.
Nobody
even
called
though
you wacko or yakko?
No. I don't understand it. It's like, that's fucking low-hanging fruit right there.
Because he didn't have a brother at school. It would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, but there were a lot of people that knew that I spent fucking full-blown weekends with you guys regularly during grade school.
When you're by yourself, they don't make that connection.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It would be a funnier joke if there's all of you there to make it.
It's not like I didn't spend a lot of time with you guys when I was in that young grade schooly age. Anyway, people knew that I had brothers, but yeah, it was always Ronald McDonald. Can you buy me a Happy Meal?
Yeah,
Just the lamest.
Ronald is the tough.
Well, that's because kids are fucking stupid.
And then
Ronald
Anchorman.
Ernest? Oh, please.
And then Anchorman came out, and it just became nothing but Ron Burgundy.
You had to memorize that movie just so you could roll with it.
The only time I didn't care for my name being Rick, the only time, and it's not like I didn't care for it being Rick, was when I was playing that text game, that MUD 3K, and the hours I kept, I played with a lot of Australians, and one of them that found out my real name is like, do you mind if I call you something else? Because Rick just makes me think of a used car salesman.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of a dick thing to say.
That's just
all right.
a weird
But
random
Ricks
word
do you know
association
from Australia.
That's true.
Rick.
I don't know.
I
don't really know anybody from
Am I
Australia,
the one that's
like
spiking so hard?
personally.
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay,
I think we're in need of new microphones at some point in the
Hit up that
future.
Patreon, folks.
Hit up that Patreon that I sold so well a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we totally need new microphones and that owl camera.
We do take GameStop stock and Bitcoin.
No, we don't take GameStop. We do take Bitcoin.
We do.
Even fractions.
I take Venmo, so if you want to Venmo me stuff, just hit me up.
Cash App.
For $30, I will hang out with you all night and text your ex-boyfriend and be like, "Yeah, I'm having so much fun." So
For $10,
hit that Patreon tier, folks.
For $30, I won't hang out with you, but I will text people for you. $30 a text message.
Not quite that desperate for money yet.
So I got an update quickly on the bootleg DVD.
The Grey's
I
Anatomy
saw
shit.
that on the thing. I'm interested in this too because that was some
you
bullshit.
haven't said anything, and I'm really excited to hear about it.
Well, so just to bring the listener up to speed, if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, I think that was our first or second episode back. It was when Bruno was on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bootleg DVD.
So
Tragedy.
I ordered my son
With the episode descriptions that were like, I think it's great. It's such a cool show.
Yeah.
Like, very legit.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really real, but at the same time, like the episode descriptions and some of the writing for it was awful. But so my son wanted the entire series of Grey's Anatomy on DVD.
And he's a 13-year-old
Wow,
boy.
I haven't even watched Grey's Anatomy.
You're not missing
Scrubs again.
You're not missing much. Well, I that's one thing I would be like, hey, why don't we get you something cooler? But no, he was adamant that he needed to have that show. He's been watching it all summer. I think at the behest of like his peer group, like girls and stuff. So they're into that show.
Because there aren't young boys that watch Grey's Anatomy on purpose.
It's heavy melodrama.
There aren't grown men who watch it on purpose.
No.
So so I order it for him, and we work out a deal. He pays himself back interest because I took the money out of his savings account, and it comes, but we come to discover that they're all like bootlegs, and so I
didn't order it off Amazon.
I got it off of eBay.
Would you spend $150 on it or something?
160, yeah.
Holy fuck.
And so that's like 16 seasons. So anyway, he wanted it, so I was like, okay, well, and I was a little nervous about doing it anyway because I know that like that shit exists, but he was adamant about it. Then he comes to discover that they are fucking
Dad
bootlegs.
was right.
And he puts in a DVD, and Grey's Anatomy is an ABC branded product, but it opens up on like he's been checking all the DVDs, but he gets to like the late seasons, and they open up with a Universal logo.
Oh.
And so I had this big exchange back and forth with the seller, and was like, "These are counterfeit." And I started like making threats to like turn him over. I'm like, "It's $250,000 fine, all this stuff." And
have you not read the FBI warning?
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a car, would you?
right. So
Well, not with the prevalence of fucking Ring cameras.
he tries to assure me that they are in fact genuine. I go, "No, they're not." And so then
Jack.
he's like, "Okay, you can send them back." So finally, like, Wyatt like decides, "Okay, yeah, I want to send them back and get my money back. I want real DVDs if we get them." I was like, "Well," I go, "Why don't you fucking wait? Because that show's going to end in another year or so. Why don't you wait and just get a box set of it when it comes out?"
But he needs to watch it now, because if he waits,
it's on
he's not
fucking
gonna watch it.
Netflix. It's
Why
on
doesn't he just
Netflix.
fucking
I don't know.
watch it on Netflix?
He's got a tangible item problem where he wants to have.
Oh, that's fucked. I thought kids would be. Oh,
I
I thought this generation didn't
would
need stuff.
kick
Or
DVDs in
they
the
need
nuts.
stuff.
Yeah, they
But
don't
Played
need
just
that.
enough Fallout to know that he needs it for the
he
the
just
vault.
he came into that like just at the end, like, because we were getting like shit on DVD and putting it in DVDs for him when he was a kid, so it's still resonant with him, I guess, for some reason. But today, the package that I shipped back to the address that they provided me was returned to sender. So I have all 16 seasons.
So, really?
And your money back?
And my money back. I was refunded my money. So, do you know anything? Like, have you ever had something happen, or
That's a
are you
happy
aware
ending.
of something that happens where like the seller will reach out to you and be like, "Can you try shipping it again?"
No, I've never.
So
I've never returned anything.
My girlfriend bought Seen It for the 360 here just the other day because for some reason she is insistent.
Oh, you can talk to Rick too. Rick collects books as well, but that's different. Sorry, Ron.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, you were telling me about Seen It.
She's not wrong. You guys both have a good start on a library, and heaven help the poor bastard that ever winds up inheriting both of your books. Because woof.
You're
Dude,
welcome.
I have other
Mark.
people's books. I've got boxes of Brett's books. It's like other people's music on my hard drive. I've just every time I was around other people's places, it's like, "Hey, you mind if I plug
Hey,
in
let me
my
grab
portable?
this.
Let me steal your music."
Yeah, I did that
So
in
when
the barracks
society
one
collapses, you'll just be this fucking trove of
Yeah,
artifacts.
I've got
Okay.
Also, I do
somebody's
have
music.
Some other
bunch of
people's
it.
pictures too.
Yeah.
You just collect shit.
Yeah. But so she bought Seen It for the 360, which is, of course, antiquated as fuck. And the one that she bought was supposed to be shipped something like 9 or 10 days before Christmas. Never showed up. Like 3 days after Christmas, she got some notice saying that it had been basically canceled. And so they refunded her money. And she went on and ordered it from a different seller, and it showed up like 4 or 5 days later. And then another like 2.5 weeks later, the original order that they said never even shipped and she got her money refunded for it showed up on her doorstep. And she doesn't have any way to contact the
She doesn't need to.
previous. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
They're bad.
what was that? I think that was on that Mercari. Is that the name of it?
Jesus, Jenny.
Dude, those kids are gonna outlast everyone sitting here.
I think that's the joke.
Foolish of you to think that they're going to live longer than me.
Once upon a time, I was reading a book about World War I. I've probably read the book a few times, but I'd commented on Facebook, and seriously, I only comment on Facebook once a year. Something about how it's unfortunate that man can't grasp or incorporate technology as it moves forward with like entrenched machine gun positions, and how awful it was as I stare at all of my books. I just can't read it on when it's on a screen. It just doesn't do it for me.
No, Tori and I have had the conversation many times because she has an Audible subscription because she does audiobooks fucking constantly, like all the time. It's crazy. And she's like, I don't know. I listen to it and It's like, how do you retain it? Like, because I've tried audiobooks, and unless I'm driving, and honestly, even when I'm driving,
it would be a distraction while I was driving.
I have to be able to devote the same amount of energy to listening to a book as I do to holding the book in my hand. And like, yeah, I can't do audiobooks. I don't like reading them on the Kindle. I
can't even listen to music while I'm reading.
Oh no. Fuck no.
Only in the last few years I've started to listen to music while I work.
Hi, Mara.
And the only way I could do it is if it was
the one thing I'm doing.
I've noticed the older I get, the more I get pulled away from. Like I'll be working on doing my desk job, and like I'll get halfway through the day, and I'll be like, "Oh, I should put some music on," but then I never do because I'm never in a position to be unfocused enough to put music on and not have it be a distraction.
Shit. Yes, employer, he is a good employee.
He is. No, it would have to be instrumental, straight up, no lyrics, or I'd be.
And that's the majority of what I listen to.
I'd be fucking ruined if I tried to.
It's all just electronica.
I can barely put away laundry while I'm listening to music without getting distracted. Like, there's no way I could read a fucking book.
I would find myself reading the same paragraph over and over again because I didn't retain any of it.
Yep.
That's crazy. I ingest audiobooks like nobody's business.
Can't do it.
And podcasts, Jesus, trying to catch up with that.
I can do a podcast every once in a while I'm working, but it has to be like what I'm doing has to be so, I don't know, just mind-numbing that I don't need to like invest my focus into what I'm doing.
Like when I'm doing, if I don't have like campaign shit to do on a video game, like if I'm doing my weeklies on Destiny or something, I've got an audiobook going, or I've got whatever, because it's not like I need to really pay attention to do a strike or run the Crucible, which shows in my fucking kill counts nowadays. But I'm catching up with Wheel of Time finally, so I can understand why Rick likes Heron Mark swords so much. And,
man, I got over that a long time ago, but I still own one. I have 4 swords on my wall that people comment on. I was like, only one's mine.
Only one is mine.
One's Ron's, the big horse killing sword, and 2 of them are Wayne's fantasy swords.
That's funny.
That's
where
cool,
do you
though.
put something like that?
Where
Rick's
do you
wall.
put a 4.5 foot sword? Rick's wall. That's where.
And then it's got somebody's rusty fingerprints on it.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Have you caught one of those? I just watched a video the other day where it was like a 13-minute video sped up of a guy like forging a katana sword out of a like rusty chain link.
No, I haven't seen that.
I'll see if I can find it and send it to you. It's crazy.
Just on that topic, randomly, like people like, we can't. How could we have possibly built the pyramids? I saw a dude with a fucking stick build a mansion out of a fucking dirt hole. Like, by himself.
Yeah, he just starts digging.
I've got no doubt that human beings built the fucking pyramids.
Yeah, it's
Zero.
It's just a motivation, and someone in charge.
I think it was Louis C.K. that said, like, never underestimate the power of slavery. You can
exactly.
build. You can build and do anything as long as you throw enough human suffering at it. Just be like, no, these millions of people can die. It's fine. We'll get it done.
Right.
Bye, sweetheart.
That kind of mentality, you can get a lot done.
Love you, Mars.
Bye, Mars.
Yeah, the assumption is that you couldn't do it because it would kill so many people. Well, we didn't care about that.
No, we didn't care about it.
Even
one cared.
Really, even during we talked a little bit about this the other day about
Because
like the Industrial Revolution and stuff and like building the highways and stuff. It makes me always wonder if like could we do that today? Probably.
Absolutely. And thin out the surplus population.
But we couldn't do it as effectively.
They're doing it with vaccines.
We couldn't do it as effectively as China could. China doesn't care about.
Have you seen what they're doing to those Uyghur people? Uyghur people? Yeah, they're.
Tell me about that. I saw. At hockey the other night, a guy, and I was like, because I thought I like made peace with like that all my Nike stuff was made in China. Like when I was 7.
Those are just made by children. They're not made by Uyghurs.
Right. Well, what are Uyghurs?
They're Muslim.
They're a Muslim.
Chinese people.
They're an Asian Muslim
Oh.
group. and the Chinese government has got them in internment camps, much like Hitler had the Jews, and they're like every atrocity you could fucking think of is happening in there,
Wow.
Just because they're Muslim?
just because they're
Or-
different.
Okay, wow.
It's not, but and I was reading somebody talking about it the other day, and it really hit hard that no one in the Muslim world cares, and so
That's the crazy thing.
So why
if
should-
they were Christians?
yeah, the Christian world would be up in arms, and the Christian world kind of is up in arms, and these are Muslims that they're complaining about,
But that's
And-
only because they're an oppressed people.
right?
Right.
So
And there's nothing that we can do about it. So they're totally against it.
yeah, they're totally against it. Exactly. There's a lot of angry middle class white women.
Who cannot believe the atrocities
I
that are
Do you
being
can't
see what these
committed
Chinamen are
against
doing?
the young
These-
way people? What did you
they're
call
dragging the women out and raping them. It's just horrible.
Sterilization,
Yeah, they're sterilizing the men.
experimentation.
They're
It's
some of the women, if they're young enough, they're taking them and training them to be wives. They're just because genetically they're not any different. They're just
training
a
them to be
Muslim
wives?
sect. Yeah, they're teaching them to be
Huh.
like Han Chinese instead of
Interesting.
Uyghur. It's fucked up, man. And at the end of the day, like, there is nothing I can do about it. Like
Right.
me personally, this is the extent of my ability to do anything about
we can
it.
sit here and say
this
it's
is
fucked
when
up.
you need
Yeah.
a montage where you're like, I'm putting a team together.
Yeah,
Or you can be like the guy at my hockey
Forget everything you thought you
Thing
knew
that-
about China.
that saw a kid with a Nike shirt on and like just decides to confront him on the spot about his Nike shirt.
he went after a kid.
Well, it was
hardcore.
an adult, but a young adult.
He was like
Like,
19, 20.
Maybe
like,
20,
leave him
21.
the fuck alone.
And he's like, what are you wearing that Nike shirt for? And I'm like, what's happening? Like, I haven't had like that kind of seen that kind of
What's the male
confrontation.
Karen, a Chad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is that guy. Why would you even do that to someone? Call them out like that?
Yeah. Leave the poor guy
what
alone.
they're
He's like, it's $20 at Ross,
It's
so
not
that's
like
why
a
I
shirt
bought
that
it.
has the N-word on it or something.
know.
Come on.
It does though. It has Nike on it.
Well,
The Nike N word. Yeah. But no, yeah, it's yeah, I met some interesting folks at that tournament because they came from like all over,
I
like
bet you
northern
meet some
Idaho.
real interesting people.
This guy happened to be
Like
from
a-
way up
a
north.
Pacific Northwest local. Like, what level of hockey do you play at?
Well,
the most amateur of
The-
amateur.
Oh, we're definitely amateur. There are different like A, B, C. I'm probably D to C minus.
Okay.
C minus, maybe.
I just wonder what kind of people.
But-
I
like,
would be lower than that because I can't even skate.
I was
I
gonna
can't.
say,
I can't
I
ice skate.
Yeah.
Nope.
So.
I'd be out there falling down.
One thing was
and
interesting.
It's not soft.
No,
That's why I
I'd be
don't
Michael
fucking
Douglas
do it.
out there.
That's why I don't do it.
one thing that was interesting about this weekend is
Stay in
I
your lane.
actually played. I actually ended up playing a lot better than I expected to. As the games progressed, the first couple games, because we don't actually play by rules when we play like on just
Oh,
on
it's like a
Sundays.
street game?
No,
You
this
can
is
hit a
this has
motherfucker with a
this.
stick.
No, the games we played
It's
for
the
these,
only guy that ever took off his skate and tried to stab somebody.
Body check, bitch.
No, the tournament we played in, we played with rules and stuff where we're doing like the face off in down on either side of the rink. But when I go down and play on Sundays, it's just a back and forth. We don't fucking.
fucking
Just kind of a
we don't have
scrimmage.
we don't have refs. We don't have anybody like running the game. So we're just doing scrimmage back and forth. And so the only thing I know when we do scrimmage is what offsides is. And it took me a little while to figure out what offsides was.
I
So
still don't fully understand it.
with hockey.
Yeah.
So there's the center line, and then
I
on
think I know what
each-
icing is.
zone.
but
Then
I think
on
I know
each
what
side
icing
of-
is, but
on each side of the center line are blue lines, right?
yes.
So as the opponent or as the one with the puck, when you cross the blue, the puck has to cross the blue line. The puck and a person, usually, because the puck's usually with somebody, but the puck has to cross the blue line before anybody else, any other player on the same team, on the offense can cross that blue line.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're offsides.
Otherwise, you're offside. Okay. Huh.
I'm sure there's
Today I learned.
there's a better way to explain it. But anyway, so
No, that makes sense.
I learned a whole bunch of shit like the first couple games. No one really like took me aside and was like,
Here's how you play.
"Here's how you do this." I just kind of like got yelled at.
I found that
You got to be over here. You got to be over
here.
here. Over here. And then, so by like game 3, 4, 5, I had it kind of figured out. And so games 4 and 5, like I was moving. And like also, we don't play positions when we play on Sunday. So they're like, "Are you forward or defense?" And I'm like, whatever you want me to be. so
What do you need?
I played forward, but it took me about 2 games to figure out where I needed to be for that and what that entailed. And someone pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, can I give you a piece of advice?" I'm like, "Please."
Yeah. Help me out here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like looking stupid.
Right.
Or like I don't know what I'm doing. But nobody ever has ever told me when we play on Sundays, because we're just like 4-on-4, 3-on-3. We're out there on the ice and just fucking around.
Huh.
So, and it's a lot of the same people that played in this tournament, but we ended up getting people from like Western Washington, Northern Idaho, all from different areas, but they came here because they can't play or they can't organize tournaments in those places right now because of COVID.
Tons of people from Washington come to Idaho to play every weekend.
No, that's...
The little kids come to play soccer at down on my route on the green. All Washington plates.
Oh yeah,
Dad
and I were talking about the rodeo shit that he's gotten himself signed up for, and how many people he's gotten that they're reaching out to them from Washington and Oregon that are like, whatever you're organizing, we want to be a part of because we can't fucking do anything here.
Idaho,
and as soon as you get outside of city
money.
limits, you're good to go in Idaho now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The legislature's told the governor to go fuck himself with his little thing, and you're good to go now.
So I wasn't going to be able to I wasn't in town on Friday, but they basically did like this flip cup draft at Tap Room. And because Tap Room and KC's were sponsors for the event, and but you still had to pay to get into the tournament. But I wasn't going to be in the tournament because I wasn't going to be there for the draft. So then I ended up getting like a text late Friday or sometime early Friday morning. I was like, would you be able to do the tournament without being able to come to the draft? I'm like, yeah.
So now we're talking about Flip Cup and not hockey.
Flip Cup and hockey.
Flip Cup to decide the
Flip
hockey
Cup
draft.
Okay, now I'm
to draft the team.
Yes.
Now I got confused.
Yeah, they had all these. So every team has 9 players, a goalie, and then four for on the ice and 4 for on the bench. And then you sub out, basically. So there was 8 teams. So you figure 9 times 8, whatever, 72. Yeah. So there'd be 72.
How much punching was involved?
See, we get penalized for that.
It doesn't sound like
you get
you're playing just loose scrimmage games down at the rink, for your non-tournament games. I can't imagine that affords a lot of room for beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, you're not throwing bows on that.
When we're playing low scrimmage games, no, we're not fighting, but there's a little bit more testosterone in these tournaments.
Yeah.
Because you got people that don't know each other coming from out of town. You got people that are really fucking, like all these hockey
people that
guys
are really into it.
are super
I
cocky.
will fuck your face.
And they're really really impressed with how good they are. Or just it's all this fucking posturing shit.
Yeah.
And so there's guys that are just kind of go along to get along.
Did you see
There's
any
guys
fights
that are
during the
antisocial
tournament?
and don't talk like me.
Was there any blows thrown during the tournament that you saw?
No, but I have been there for one, but there were a couple almost fights. The one guy on our team got so fucking drunk by the 3rd game we played that Saturday that he couldn't even stay standing on the ice. We had to pull him off.
See,
now I'm interested.
that's awesome.
Is involved.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested now.
We're always drinking, man. That's the best part.
Well, that's kind of what I was expecting.
Amy.
That's why I was. Hi, Amy. That's why I was expecting. At some point, if you've got close to 100 adult men drinking and playing hockey, which is a game that is a largely violent game,
Yeah.
you would expect at least one. Fuck you, bam.
Did you just
No,
call my
there's-
mother a cocksucker?
There's a lot of yelling from either side of the bench. We had like a no slap shot rule. One kid did a slap shot, and so then there was this big argument.
Well,
Uh,
man,
between-
that's such a bitchy argument too.
Yeah.
Like, can't you guys argue about something great?
All right.
And then one guy, I got knocked on my ass. I'm still sore, like on either side, like on both, like on my back. I feel almost like I got stabbed through the chest because it hurts here, and then on my back because I came out on the ice and I was going, and then this big guy that's like twice my size turned in front of me and just was there, and I went right into him and went back on my back. I cracked a rib last
I
spring.
was going to say, did you lay the wood to anybody?
Oh, I knocked a few people over,
Nice.
mostly girls.
There you go.
No,
Like I said, man, body check. Bam.
You want to play in a man's league? Fucking trannies? Oh.
no, it was. We ended up placing fourth, which I don't know. We lost our first two games. We tied our third game. We won our fourth game, and then and that put us in a bracket to play for third or fourth place. And then we lost our last game, so we got fourth. So of the 8 teams that were there, only a couple were probably good. Good. The other ones were probably pretty evenly divided, I'd say. Because it could have been, it could have gone either way on a couple of the games, or on like that game that we won. But we didn't have any ringers on our team.
Oh.
What's
So-
your goalie's name?
Nobody could play flip.
It was a
cup well
lady.
enough
I don't
to-
know.
It was a lady. I don't know.
Can you grab me a beer, Ward?
Yeah.
Hi, Ollie.
What do you want?
Double A.
It was a lady. I don't know.
I don't know.
Rewind just slightly back to we were talking about slavery, and I'm pulling this out of my ass. I bet that there are more people enslaved today than there were in 1700.
Absolutely.
Without question.
There
Just
are- okay, so
the sheer.
That's how you
growth
get
in
things done.
I don't
population.
have numbers on that either.
I would-
But I
Well-
would guarantee it, just because of the difference in population.
Yeah, exactly.
we have almost 8 billion people on the planet. It just, in our lifetime, in the last 40, 50 years, 50 years ago there was
Right.
like 2 billion people.
And that's the argument I would use when people complain about slavery building America. It's like, why don't you complain about the people that are enslaved today?
Because it's not convenient.
Because it doesn't get them Rice Krispie treats and other reparations.
It doesn't.
Because it's the same. Well, okay,
Because then
I gotta,
people can be like,
I gotta
yeah, well,
temper
what
what
do you
I'm
do-
saying, but
Then people can be like, yeah, and what are you doing to help those currently enslaved people? And they can be like, I drink Dasani
bitching about my
water.
ancestors.
Like, I mean,
Well, you killed the planet.
yeah,
but
yeah, exactly. Like they don't know what the fuck they read a stat or a poll on Facebook that told them that there were more people enslaved now than there was back then, and they got really up in arms and they made an angry TikTok video about it. They got 17 likes and they felt real good about themselves that day.
Ding
That's
dong.
what fucking happened.
They floss danced.
Virtue signaling's fun.
Yeah, man.
It is. It makes you feel good at the moment. It gets you some likes and some subscribes
man.
and some bell rings, and
If you're ever looking
feel
for
better.
just a few really simple updates, just post the most generic, hey, if you're out there and you're reading this, don't give up.
Dude.
Yeah.
I would give
Because
that,
who's
Facebook has that caring one now. That's a
Yeah.
total caring thing.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
You hug that.
Exactly.
You hug that hard.
I'm
Exactly.
hugging that deep.
I don't just love this, I care about this. Yeah,
It's
dude.
like all the guys telling us to not use so much plastic and everything, flying to their climate agreements in their private
yeah.
jets. And, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't that
Man.
Leonardo DiCaprio that
He's
It's
one of the
all
famous
them.
flew-
It's
John
all
Kerry's
of
doing it
them.
too.
Oh yeah.
Al Gore.
From politicians
I mean, it's-
to actors, they are so disconnected from the real people. My garbage does not go into the ocean. It goes into the ground like a good American.
Yeah.
If you want to get people to stop throwing garbage in the ocean, let's look at China and India.
Yeah. No,
Every
But we don't
fucking
look at them
problem goes
because
back
they're
to China.
developing.
Every single problem goes back to China.
But only because they're so large and they have such a population.
Yeah.
And they
They're
are
pushing-
slightly behind us.
They're pushing 2 billion, and that's a market you cannot afford to push out. I can't even think of the word because
Exclude?
I guess.
I mean,
that's
I don't.
close.
It's
but-
yeah, it's close.
Ignore.
I don't know if it's.
Break out the thesaurus.
yeah.
Look at how many movies they're making now that are straight pandering to.
Exclude is what it
Chinese-
means, but there's a word specifically for it.
Even when they try to pander to them, they do it wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
And thanks to this
But-
group who we did this filming, well, we don't like that group, so nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
at
I
some
don't know,
point you have to-
ostracize? Fuck. I don't. Now I'm stuck on what word you're looking for.
I know.
God, you broke me. Damn it.
The thesaurus time.
Yeah, let me look it up.
I almost brought
I
my
hate it.
paperback thesaurus with me today.
To here?
Yeah. Because I kept needing a different word because I didn't want to say prevalent 4 times. I didn't want to say... There were other words I was looking at.
You know how many times a week I am looking for synonyms? It's crazy because I don't want to sound dumb or like I'm just using the same word all the time. I'd rather use like just simple words than try to use the same
I'm lucky I talk to different people.
smart word all the time. Yeah,
Multiple-
there's that too.
well, at different times during the same day, so I can say the same thing. Sometimes I worry that they talk to each other, but I don't worry about it too hard because they probably
Right.
don't.
They're not talking about your vocabulary.
What I really worry about is thank you cards for Christmas gifts. Like, I will really agonize over what this year's Christmas thank you card is going to say. But then that's usually what I say on every one, unless they're special, and then I will include a little bit more based on... There was this one family... We're in February now. They're still leaving me treats out on their porch, like a treat basket with multiple things. I only take one a day, but they were leaving jerky.
Ooh.
And jerky is a kingly gift. Because
Yeah, man.
Jerky is expensive,
Uh-huh.
and it's really fucking good.
Oh yeah.
And they just stopped me today. It was like, so is there anything that you would prefer to have in here? I'm like, oh no, man, I really appreciate it. I got a bag of chips today. He's like, but if there was something you wanted specifically, it's like, and it was the jerky guy. I couldn't say it. 'cause
Holy
that-
crap,
that
man!
is-
I feel terrible though because I don't give my mail we don't like maybe my wife does, but I don't think about giving
You
my
live
mail
on a driving route and you don't have the same interaction. I am a walking carrier, and now I've been on it over a year, so everybody knows me.
Right, but
and
we
I've
know our
used-
guy well. I don't remember his name, but my wife would.
We know our guy well.
but we
I don't know his
know
name, but we know him well.
Is his name not well?
Is he old or is he just kind of old?
He's like the middle, like later, older
It's
than us.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
Bill's fantastic. So where I am at my case, there's Matt James and then there's Bill, and Bill is great to be near.
We've had him.
I don't think
we had him
Bill
when we
has,
lived on our Hemlock address too, and then his
Oh,
route
yeah,
changed and
yeah.
came over where we're at now.
Bill is a
You
fantastic
seen the app
individual.
that you can put your sentence or whatever you're writing and it takes it and improves it for you?
Wow.
No, I've never needed something like that.
That's scary though.
Oh, that would be
It's like
fun
deep fakes for
to
your
play
writing.
around with. Yeah.
No,
A lot of times when I'm using words, though, if I'm not sure about the word, like I think I know I have the right word, if I'm writing, like, because I'll write those fucking long ass emails, then I'll have to Google it to make sure I'm using it in the right context. Or
Copy and paste your angry text messages into that, so you can like
oh, I don't do a
bitch
whole.
people out in
Grammarly.
iambic pentameter and stuff
Who
like
was
that.
that? Is that say Matt Warner?
Yeah, it's Matthew.
Oh, okay. Shit. I was like,
Jesus,
who the
who's
hell is
that?
Matt Warner.
I've never heard anybody call him Matt. I thought it was Matthew.
Yeah,
I just hear your dad talk to you most of the
it fluctuates.
I'm gonna start calling him Matt then.
I don't mind.
I'm glad it's got 2 T's.
His mom was pissed about it, but she doesn't have a say in this. So
Ayo.
Next.
I saw,
I saw a
for it, yeah.
commercial for
Next
it. Oh,
topic.
yeah. else do we got here?
Hockey tournament.
So we did the hockey tournament. Yeah.
How about that
Man.
Bucks defense?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's we
Dive
might as well hit the
dive
super
into
game.
Tom
Brother
Brady.
Ron had some bullet points, so let's
Tom
hear
Brady is 2 rings away from being able to make his own Nazgul, just
Yes,
so we're
he
keeping
is.
track here.
And he's totally capable of pulling it off.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
you naysayers and the people that I was at the Super Bowl party with who said, yeah, he should just retire while he's on top.
Yeah.
Why would he retire now? People
So could do it.
specifically come to play with Tom
him.
Brady.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter who the coach is.
And he,
No,
he's
Which was
obviously-
proven by his abandonment
his
of Belichick.
departure from Belichick.
See a Belichick and
years
Belichick.
old.
Who's Belichick? Who's that guy?
43.
He's 43
'Cause he used
years
to be
old,
Brady and
And he
Belichick.
finished
That
in
was-
the top 5 of passing yards and touchdowns. So it's not like he's like 43 and playing competently. I shared this in the group chat back when they were beating the Packers. But if you take all career passing yards by quarterbacks over the age of 40, meaning that any time a quarterback in the NFL has taken a snap over the age of 40 and you add all of their passing yards together, Tom Brady had more than that this season.
yeah.
Dude's a fucking machine. You know why? Because the
crazy.
game's been pussified since he became a
there's
quarterback.
that. There's that.
It's
Yeah.
been drugged so far back. I mean, there was that one hit that Mahomes took last night when those 3 dudes banged into him. He took like 800 pounds of dudes. Like,
But that's really, really good defense.
yeah,
Yeah.
He got fucking drilled.
But Tom Brady probably keeps or takes such good care of the people that play with him. All of these people want to play with him.
Yep.
And they want to play well. So all of his bonus money and stuff like that, he probably parties hard with his O-line and
He looks like
defense.
such a goof. I bet he's just one of the goofiest people you've ever met. I've never seen him in real life. I know for a fact that Gronkowski parties like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, but Gronk is
He's
he
like
is
a-
slow.
Yeah.
He's like a 12-year-old boy
He's a
in a.
caveman.
He's
in a lot of
awesome
ways.
in football.
Yep.
He is awesome.
He's
at
a big
football.
dude and he hits hard.
And he's fast,
Yeah,
and he
he's
can
really
catch a
fast.
football.
I enjoy tight ends so much because not only are they receivers, but they're on a lot of plays they are just blockers, and the good ones block well. I'm so into
Gronk
football.
blocks really well.
Yeah,
Really well. So
I enjoyed what I did. I missed part of the game because one of my games was like smack dab in the beginning of the game.
Oh, so you missed the game then?
Well, I missed
It was
the
over.
fun part
over
of
by
yeah.
the second quarter. Yeah.
It was
But-
it was over by the second touchdown.
I was watching a little bit while I was getting ready
Basically.
for the game for my game, but yeah, it was fun to watch. Even just Brady is just kind of amazing, and you can't deny it. I mean, there's a lot of people that like to hate him, but I think more people have come around because I've talked to more people that have said I used to hate him, and now I just kind of like they've just kind of come to accept the fact that
He's not a good loser.
he is like
He is not a good loser at all.
well,
but he's not
It's a
the
good
one
thing he
losing.
fucking
But
wins,
if
so
you see
Never fucking loses.
when
so.
things break down, you can see it on his face. Someone didn't run their route.
Somebody didn't do their
properly.
job, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it even in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When somebody didn't stop when they were supposed to stop. It was like,
Yeah.
this is the play we're running, and
if
it
you
was
just
your
go out there
fault.
and do what you're
Yeah.
supposed to fucking do, we'll win. Yeah.
And especially with offense, you just run your route.
Yep. Do your job.
Be standing where you're supposed to be standing when you're supposed to be standing there.
Yep. So, I was telling you guys, I found.
But before we move away from that real quick, I want to. Did you see that? You saw the Paul Rudd show, Living with Yourself,
No.
Was that the one where he had the clone of himself
on
made?
Netflix?
Yeah.
No.
That
There
a
was
good
that
show.
the Tom Brady scene in that show was great because he basically shows up. He finds out that this place like clones you, but it actually kills supposed to kill your original self.
Yeah, they
And
just
then you're-
replace you with
and
a
then they
clone
just
of
replace you with the clone of you that's supposed to.
Yeah, and then
He's
it didn't
better.
die. He woke up.
And he didn't
Yeah.
die.
So it's
well,
spoilers for episode 1.
he's back
but-
at the place where this happens, and he sees Tom Brady, and he's like, "Tom Brady?" He's like, "Hey, how many times have you been here?" 6.
6.
That's funny.
Now he
And
can
that
say
was-
7.
That was when
Right.
he had 6 rings.
Yeah. Please talk about the refs.
Oh,
They weren't as bad as some people I think are giving them credit for. There was some
I can't believe they let a
Questionable
woman
there was
do
some
it.
questionable calls, but as I said earlier, I don't think that even if those calls had gone the other way, I don't think the Chiefs were going to win that game
no,
regardless.
No.
they wouldn't have.
It'd have been closer, but I still don't think they'd have had a chance to win.
I'm gonna one up you, Chris. I can't believe that they let a white woman be the first one.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have totally thought it would be an African American female to be the first ref in an NFL game.
Oh, well, just not in a game, in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Well, the presidency took care of that.
I
though,
have
so.
seen them in
On the
games
flip
before,
side
yeah.
of that, I don't know that there are any female referees who aren't white.
I'm offended.
I'm sure there are.
Oh,
wow.
Jesus. I'm gonna
Progress,
get.
not perfection, man.
I suppose
get
I
there.
better get
We'll
white
get there.
girl
We'll climb this
wasted then.
We'll climb this mountain.
Oh, by the way, the poet laureate, is she going to be on everything now?
Yes,
Probably.
yes,
For-
because what is she? 16.
For at least 2021. Yeah.
Who also said she plans to run for president someday. So
Yeah.
we're going to get that little girl jammed down our throats.
We're gonna find out
What a stupid
political
coat she
party
had on.
or corporation buys her first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
she'll be everywhere. You bet your ass
Oscars.
she won't
She'll
be
be
at
at
the
the
fucking-
Oscars.
You
What
bet
a-
your ass she won't be at the NBA Finals.
What a disappointing batch
Given
of
some
commercials,
big-
too.
There,
Oh yeah.
The commercials have been disappointing for years, and I get tired of people saying, I'm just watching the Super Bowl for the commercials. I'm like,
It's-
well, you should have watched about 20 years ago when they were fucking good. It's inconsistent at best.
No,
All
the
it
best
is-
commercials were Bud Light bringing back the good commercials.
All it is now is
Yeah.
celebrity
Amazon
cameo
Alexa one was
plus
good.
spectacle
Oh,
plus
yeah.
product equals Super Bowl commercial. Like the best Super Bowl commercials were always the ones that didn't have celebrities in them. They were just
Right. So one of my favorite ones
Like a
is still from
30-second
like
sitcom.
from like 5 years ago. The
And-
Puppy Monkey Baby.
yeah.
That one's still.
It's stuck in my gourd.
yeah.
Thank you. When anybody asks somebody else what their favorite one, I was like, Puppy Monkey Baby.
Yeah, dude.
My son got yelled at the other day because he pulled that. He's like, I like the Puppy Monkey Baby commercial, and so he's pulling it out listening to his phone. Puppy, monkey, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
No
it's
celebrities.
I'd rather watch that commercial every time.
I don't
than
need a
any
Jason
of these new ones.
Alexander hoodie.
It's a meme.
It's-
Puppy Monkey Baby. It
yeah.
is seriously, or not. Well, a GIF.
Yeah. It's like the dancing baby from the
Tire
Ally
commercial.
McBeal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what were your bullet points that you
So
had?
the year that I was born, actually, 1984, was Super Bowl 18. Okay.
Who did the halftime show that year?
That I don't know. I didn't look that up. So it was the Washington, then Redskins, now football team, who were the defending Super Bowl champions playing against the Oakland Raiders because they were in Oakland at the time. Washington was the defending champions. As I said, they were coming off a 14-2 season where they were the number one in their conference. And they had won the Super Bowl the previous year against a team who had only ever lost one Super Bowl and had actually been repeat champions in the past. Washington beat San Francisco. Or no, Washington beat Miami, excuse me. It was,
Dan Marino.
was it Kansas City that? Kansas
Hey,
City
Kansas City.
beat San Francisco. So both of these teams finished with the same record. Lost in the Super Bowl, even though the previous year they had beaten a team who had already only lost one Super Bowl and had repeated. Super Bowl 18 was won by the Raiders, who going into the game had never lost a Super Bowl, just like Tampa. They finished the offensive season ranked third, scoring 442 points. Tampa Bay finished third, scoring 492 points.
Whoa.
Earlier in the season, the teams met against each other. Washington beat the Raiders by 3. Quarterback Joe Theismann had over 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Kansas City played the Bucks. beat them by 2. Patrick Mahomes had over 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
So wait, hold on. Kansas City and the Bucks played together this year already?
Yes.
How does I thought it used to be
Kansas
AFC,
City.
NFC. Did they intermix them now?
No, they've divvied it up for a while. You usually play 8 teams in the NFC or 12 teams in the NFC and 4 teams in the AFC if you're NFC or vice versa.
Is that new or recent?
They've been doing it for several years now.
Because
It's
it used to be NFC, AFC, right?
It used to Super Bowl matchup.
It used to just be like when we were kids.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. See,
I've been that way for several years.
Well, okay, that's fine. It's okay with me, Ron.
It better be.
Because seriously, whoever the Eagles play for, that whole side of things, aren't all of those teams so garbage? Eagles, Giants,
Redskins, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Football team Cowboys.
They're so bad.
They were this year. Really bad. You know, Ron Rivera, the Washington coach, is the only coach in the history of the league to make the playoffs twice with a losing record. It's only been done 3 times.
And he's done it
twice with different teams. Okay.
Good for him.
Also, Super Bowl 18 was played in Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Super Bowl 55 was played in Tampa Bay. The first touchdown of the game in Super Bowl 18 was thrown by Raiders quarterback Jim Plunkett. He is a former Super Bowl MVP who led a red zone drive touchdown and threw a touchdown pass to the guy who led the NFL in touchdown catches 9 years prior. Super Bowl 55's first touchdown pass was from a former Super Bowl MVP to a guy who led the league in touchdowns 9 years prior.
Crazy.
We already talked about the timeout messing up because we were mentioning that earlier. Joe Gibbs did the same thing. Also went into the half down 21-6. So both games were 21-6 at the half.
Damn.
Both losing quarterbacks had 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and posted their worst quarterback passing rating for the season in the game. The final touchdown of the game in 18 was a 74-yard run from Marcus Allen, who was a former first-round pick who took the run for the longest run of the game to score the final touchdown of the game. What was the final touchdown of this year's Super Bowl? Leonard Fournette, a former first-round pick, taking it for the longest run of the game at 27 yards for a touchdown. And last but not least, if Tampa hadn't gotten stuffed on that 4th and goal drive where they came away with nothing, the final score would have been 38-9. What was the final score for Super Bowl 18?
38-9.
38-9.
Man, that's some Twilight Zone
it's fucking
level
trippy.
shit.
So,
Okay.
Did you go through all the research for this, or
No, I
was
stumbled across it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, no.
And-
Some hardworking soul did the work for me. I just
No, that's awesome though.
So the halftime show of that one was Salute to the Stars of the Silver Screen, and featured a great deal of sun worship imagery
For which one?
for
84?
84. This time, the halftime show had a bunch of moon-related
yeah,
shit,
it did.
which is also very fucking odd. Freeman hasn't released his show yet, so I haven't got a full breakdown of all the esoteric nonsense that went on with this. But some of the shit that I noticed in the halftime show is there was a bunch of imagery that went along with the tarot card of the moon, and all of the people who were wearing masks that were dancing with him at the end, they all died at the end. And he was the only one that didn't wear a mask, and he walked off just fine.
I thought those were jock straps.
That's
Didn't-
what they
isn't that what they look like?
They look
Yeah.
like jock straps.
Yeah, but like the whole thing was just very. But they've been doing the tarot cards for years. There
During
was
the halftime show? Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
the one where that bitch came out on the lion, the one where fucking Lady Gaga flew in, like
Katy
all
Perry.
of them.
Katy
Yeah,
Perry
Katy
was
Perry's.
fun.
Katy
Especially when
Perry's
the
was-
Sharks came out.
Was really fun. Lady Gaga's was a good show. Bruno Mars has been the best in
Since
my
Prince.
How many years ago was he?
recent memory.
2 years ago?
No, Bruno Mars was
Was Bruno Mars with Aerosmith?
no. No, he was just by himself. It was I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't it?
Not actually died, Matthew.
Yeah,
they all
pretended
collapsed
to
on
die.
the
Oh, you're
field.
right.
I thought
And
it was
he
like
walked
6 years
out.
ago.
2014.
Yeah.
Damn.
Boom.
Yeah, Bruno Mars's show.
Bruno Mars was great.
Excellent.
It was right up there, like you said, with Prince. Of just like, damn. Like I thought that The Weeknd sounded really good. His audio mix was just off. You could tell he was actually singing because you could hear the difference between him and the recording track.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything. They could always make a separate live track.
He spent $7 million of his own dollars on that show.
Dude, how many times are you going to get to do something like that in your life? He's got the money to spare.
Probably not twice.
No.
No, because...
They don't ask you back twice.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
a
like
class
SNL.
band. It still was... that's a bummer he spent $7 million of his own dollars. I mean, that's pocket change, but it was forgettable.
It was.
It wasn't anything to write home about. It was one of the things that I really noticed in relation to this one as opposed to a lot of the other ones was you could really tell that it was taking place during a quarantine because he was not performing to the crowd. He was performing to the television camera.
Well, when he grabbed that camera and was running around in that little
he
hell.
was inside a thing. Nobody in the audience could even fucking see him.
His little mirror maze.
Yeah.
And that's what really weirded me out was normally there are so many people on the field.
They're just performing a
and-
show.
How about that
it's-
fucking when they're sucking all those medical people's dicks? We've got 7,500 heroes from the yada yada or the medical field who got their vaccine. Fuck you and your creepy vaccine.
I got my vaccine. My old lady took the antibody test and she tested positive. So obviously I must have had the COVID at some time.
You probably had it back in fucking April when Mara and I had it.
I got a story that's related.
About
The vid?
Yeah, well, so I can't smell right now.
You motherfucker! What are you doing? Calling me up into the...
Come on
Why
over to
am I
my...
sitting next to you?
Come on over to my house, guys.
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
I go and play poker with like 19 or 20 other people.
I just got done playing a fucking hockey tournament. How do you think I feel, man?
And those dirty fucking sweaty hockey fucks.
Yeah. Well, no. So what happened was last week I made that. It was last Saturday I made that batch of beer that's in the fermenter.
Oh, now I'm super fucked because I'm drinking that shit.
No, it's
Alcohol
that's
kills the...
long ago.
There's not
Alcohol.
enough alcohol in it to kill it.
Got you.
No, it's
got your
fine.
COVID germs all up in the beer.
That's long ago. You're drinking
That's
stuff from
long ago and far away.
Yeah. Anyway, no, the batch that's in there right now.
I know. I'm just
You're busting my balls.
pretty hard. I'm about to sit up and bust you in your balls.
So on Monday last week, I tried to smell. I tried to smell the beer because I can usually smell it through the airlock, and
I can smell it from here.
can you? Oh, well, no. So I keep on pushing, and I'm like, can't smell anything. So I'm like, and then as the week progresses, and I still can't smell. I'm like, oh man, I wonder if I finally fucked up a batch.
Finally, goddamn it, Ward, you better fail at least once.
Well, no, I've done 8 so far, and they've all been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But so last night, I had to put diesel exhaust fluid in my truck, and it's supposed to have a distinct ammonia type smell to it.
Diesel?
The exhaust fluid.
Oh.
So, if it doesn't have that smell, then it's bad. You need to throw it out, and you can't. You got to buy new. You got to keep it in a dark place and shit like that.
One sec. Your friend had better tune out because Uncle Rick is swearing a lot.
What? Wait, what? Your friend is here. What do you mean?
Sorry, continue.
So I go and I smell it, and so I'm like, Nicole, come up here. I can't smell the ammonia. So she comes up, and as she's like, in the meantime, I go and I grab a jug of bleach, put it up to my nose, and
That's
then
a bad idea. You're not supposed to inhale bleach.
No, I just to smell to see if I can smell the bleach smell. I wasn't like
smells right.
I wasn't like trying to huff it or anything.
You might not smell it, but it's still gonna burn your shit.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Chlorine, yeah. That was a bad idea, Ward.
Your lungs are gonna hurt forever.
Burned his insides.
You could have taken a shot of it to find out if you could taste it.
So
Come on, smart guy.
So then I smelled the Simple Green. Nothing. All the things that I know, but
Simple Green has a very definitive.
right. but I can
smell to
taste
it.
everything fine. It's everything else. I don't have a taste issue. I
Because you
taste
huffed
everything.
bleach.
No, you can smell bleach, man.
Yeah, and then it burns. It burns shit afterward.
Yeah, like
Right.
it'll singe the hair in your nose.
Yeah, so you can't smell anything because you burned it out. What's this rating guy? My mother's fine with it.
That's Matt's friend.
That's
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hi, Raiden's mom.
Hi, Jessica.
Is your-
I'm sure,
is your name-
I'm sure you're not listening, and I hope you're okay with this, because woo boy.
Yeah.
Because
Raiden's-
holy
No,
cocksuckers.
Raiden's
Yeah,
yep,
our
there,
engineer
there,
does not have a bleep button.
there it is. Yeah.
No 7-second delay.
No, Raiden's a good kid. I'm not terribly
It's all right. My
worried
kids
about
listen.
it.
I've seen him
Sometimes.
punch people's heads off, so I don't know that he's a good kid.
As long as she is sleeping right now, but she said it's fine. Okay, cool. All right.
Cool, buddy.
He actually reached in a
It would
man's
have been
chest
better
once
if-
and pulled
if
his
you
fucking
just
heart out.
watched
So I don't
and
know if
not
he's a good
told
kid.
us
And
you
not
are.
announced that he watched. Yeah.
It's Matthew is to his very
Honest to a
strong
fault?
credit. Yes, he is very, very honest. I've raised him to be that way, and it's worked out pretty good so far. I always told him, I never want you to think, oh shit, my dad's gonna find out. I always want you to think, oh shit, I gotta get my dad.
So yeah, I can't smell right now.
That's
That's
From
okay.
Huff and Bleach.
from Huff and Bleach.
Well, let's hope so. I don't think it's COVID related, but I just think I might have had like a sinus infection or something.
But just in case, guys.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Can you lick my beer glass for me?
We have the same blood type, don't we?
I don't know what mine is.
Oh. Well, I'm of the blood type that doesn't have any problems with the
AB?
vid. Oh, positive.
Oh, see, I don't think I'm a.
Oh.
I don't know what I am.
I'm actually
I think I'm A negative, but I'm
almost
not.
sure I'm not a O.
I
Mom
think
would
I'm
know.
A
You could
negative,
text her.
but
I'm
Yeah,
A
sure.
positive.
It's
I
been a
did
long
go
time
down.
since I've given blood.
I did go down the rabbit hole and looked up like no smell, but obviously you're going to get only COVID results right now.
That's the only thing you're gonna find now.
COVID.
But one thing it did say is it could be permanent,
Yeah,
which
I've seen that from other people that have had
God,
it,
that'd be
but-
great. I'm so tired
which I'm
of
not.
changing shitty
I'm not
diapers.
bothered by that thought. The thought of that because so far I'm a week out. Like only the fact that like I just noticed it basically yesterday. It would be nice to be able to smell my beer
Yeah.
or be able to smell things that are cooking,
I
like a
prefer
stew.
To know once I get in my van that I stepped in shit, as opposed to smearing it all over.
That's
and then
true.
stepping foot
Or
in my
to know
house
that you smell like shit
because
if
I
you've
never smell like shit.
well,
But my boots do frequently.
right.
Because there are certain people, 9/11 and a half 8th Avenue. Yeah, you motherfucker, pick up your dog shit. There are so many people that just let their dog shit on the sidewalk.
I know.
Don't
Yeah.
pick it up.
Uh-huh.
I'm walking through yards and stuff. I should be looking out better. But if I'm on the sidewalk and I
You
get a
should
little
not
slip,
be
I
worried.
should not look down
No.
and have treads full of shit. And then sit down on the curb. Someone come out of their house. You all right, mailman? Yeah, just cleaning up some dog mess.
Yup.
Yeah, somebody let their dog shit on the sidewalk
Again.
again.
People are lazy, man.
Dude, they're so lazy.
The
scary.
grass patch between the street and the sidewalk in front of my house is a popular dog shit
Oh
spot.
no, it's the whole street. If you have grass between the sidewalk and the street, you go down 2 houses to Bremer's, it's even more popular than yours.
Really?
Because it's on the corner, so there's
They gotta wait there anyway.
intersection, asphalt. The dogs are just like, yeah, all the dogs go here.
There's a tree on this one.
Yeah, there's 2 trees. Poor sons of bitches.
Chewy pees there every time we walk by.
Oh, because every dog pees there.
Yeah. I can't get him not to. Alex is like, why does he always go right there?
Got a mark. Yeah, this
Like,
is
because
my
they all
territory.
pee right there. Fuck, I hate him. Dogs and children.
I love my dogs. I'm over cats. Cats are the creepy roommate when you're a younger man. They're just like doing their own thing. Dogs are
And once or twice a month, they really get up your ass and just won't accept no, like I'm hanging out with you whether you want me to or not. I don't care what you're doing. We're gonna be together tonight.
I'm gonna hang out right
When
here.
you did that to me the other night, I was like, "Fucking go away!"
I have a 12-year-old cat that was like super antisocial. Didn't like bother us at all. Like it was just like it did its thing for the last probably 11 years. Then all of a sudden this year, it just like decided that I was its person. So we'd go to bed and it will like climb up on like just on my chest. It won't like so if I uncover. It won't like come on my naked chest, but it will. It won't come on it. No.
Please say that again.
Once more for the two 12-year-old children
with
watching.
feeling.
It
won't come on my chest.
On my naked chest.
You know, I had a cat that
Sometimes
took a shit on my naked
I don't
chest
think about the
one
words
time.
that come out of my mouth.
That was so terrible. I told Tori about that. And she's like, "Oh my, really?" And it's like, yeah, she was gone the next fucking day.
That's why I
was
won't
it?
ever buy a cat. Every time I think about getting a cat, I remember that, and I'm like, no.
But that was a series of poor decisions. Ron was a much younger man, and he was like, "All right, this is my room. I'm gonna have my cat's cat box up here." Mistake number one: my cat was lazy. Orange cat. He was like, "There's a shit box upstairs. I'm just gonna use that one all the time now." Mistake number two: Orange cat used that shit box all the time, so Trey Nanity used the one downstairs. She didn't take to it. And she didn't have a shit box in the bedroom anymore.
No, I realized that something was wrong a couple days before she took a dump on my chest. Because I watched her. I was sitting in my room playing on the computer, and I watched her go into the litter box, scratch around, pee, jump out of the litter box, jump up onto my bed, jump into my dirty clothes hamper, and take a shit. Like, she went from the litter box to... It wasn't like
she didn't piss.
She went and ate something. And,
Old
took a
Cleveland
break.
Nana.
Like, no, she literally, it was her shitting thing. It was a deliberate thing.
Got some good sound bites here, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And it was so cute. She was sitting, like, patting at my face, trying to wake me up after she'd just taken a big dump right in the center of my chest and was like, Daddy, look what I did.
Little Iron Man style.
Yeah.
And then he gave her away.
And then I called the girl that I got her from, and I was like, "Hey, you got an outside cat now." Fortunately, Cassie was like, "Okay, I got an outside." I was like, "No." As soon as I told her what she did, she's like, "Oh yeah, no, she can come live here."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's
Goodbye.
no."
No.
I can deal with Shiva was super easy to potty train.
But that's a dog.
Most of the cats that I've ever had have been really easy to potty train. She just had a thing about she wouldn't dump in the litter box. I don't know.
I've only been shit on by my
It was
children.
weird.
Baxter only duked in my house once, and he did it right in front of Trish and I. Because we weren't paying attention. He was trying to tell us he wanted to go outside.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't want to go here. We hang out here. This isn't a place to drop a deuce.
Yeah.
He looked up at us with the saddest eyes as he's squeezing out. I was like, I couldn't hold it any longer.
I'm sorry.
And he didn't pee along with it. He was just like, yeah,
I
This had to
needed
happen
to
here
brick.
and now.
I was turtle hunting here.
Yeah.
I feel really bad.
He felt awful. And he never did it again because we were like, oh, he's got to go.
Yeah. Dog doors, man.
I don't have enough fence. Not
No,
yet.
I know.
I'm getting close.
It's nice. It's super duper convenient.
They'd just be outside barking and shit all the time, though.
So, Hudds, how prepared are you to talk about global consciousness?
I'm not.
Not? Okay, we can skip that.
The Academy Awards.
Yeah,
Did
we
it
saved
happen?
this from last time for you.
Yeah, we held on to it for you.
I
found out something. Films released they have till February 28th. Movies to release until February 28th to be eligible for the Academy this
they
year.
pushed it back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I figured that this, was it Little Things?
The Little
The
Things.
Little Things will be on that list.
Jared Leto
It-
got
it-
nominated for supporting actor for a Golden Globe, but there were a lot of people that talked shit about it, so it may not end up going on.
Really? Why?
Academy. I don't know. Apparently, a lot of people thought that he was bad in the movie. I personally thought he was the arguable.
I don't know.
highlight
I
of the
look
movie.
at Jared Leto and I think that anything he does that's better than being a weird cult leader of some weird place that he has people go to is good.
I thought he was good.
I thought he was decent in that movie. You watched it, Rick?
I have not seen it yet.
It's good.
It's got
His
a
new
great
shots,
cast.
his new shots of him as the Joker. It's looks a lot like The Crow, but it looks a lot better than it did in Suicide Squad.
Well,
he
what did they
tame down a bit?
reshoot,
Oh,
or
have you not seen
did
the
they
pictures?
reshoot
There's only-
scenes, or what did they
there's
do?
only pictures. It's not his voice and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought his Joker should have just been written out and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he should have.
deleted scenes.
I don't think that after what he put everybody else in the cast through, that they could justify writing him out. He was sending like dead pigs to
Yeah,
people.
and
So
it's-
apparently,
it's-
what it is
Trying to do like a
Oh,
character
yeah.
study,
Yeah.
or what?
It's apparently like he's supposed to be. So they reshot, or well, not reshot, but they shot for him new stuff for the Snyder Cut, for the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Really?
Yeah, they shot new stuff with him in it that was supposed to be part of Snyder's original vision, and it's apparently like in the future, in the nightmare sequence where Batman's the only one alive in the future and whatnot. It's apparently like another flash forward of that, and
Okay.
Batman goes and talks to the Joker about
Whatever.
whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a fucking 4-hour movie apparently, so I'm sure they've got a lot of room to kill. But
I
So
don't know.
it's
it's not going to be the original movie that they did.
I don't even know if I still have.
Like 70 to 80% of that final Justice League movie is all shit that Joss Whedon did. Like almost nothing in that movie. The plot beats will be very similar, but the movie itself is going to be like borderline
New.
75% new.
Oh wow.
Between stuff that Snyder originally shot and is getting to use, or stuff that he shot new for it once they got greenlit to actually do it. But they're just kind of borderline not telling him no, like letting him do whatever he wants. Apparently Martian Manhunter's going to be in it. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's coming next month, right?
Wonder Woman.
March 18th. What was there's a
So it's done. They've finished filming at this point.
yeah, they're
then.
doing post-production and have been for a little while.
Fucking Fury Road's on here.
What is the military guy that's the black dude in Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Apparently that's Martian Manhunter, like in disguise.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I can deal with that.
Like he's coming back, I guess, to reveal that. Yeah,
Lennox.
I don't know.
Harry or
something-
Henry?
Something like
Harry
that.
Lennox.
Yeah,
Harry
I think
Lennox.
you're right.
I think you're right.
No, it's.
I love that dude. I hated him in The
it's-
Matrix, but that was his character, not him.
Yeah.
His character was a dickhole.
It sounds like it's going to be really, really wildly different, and I don't know. Like I said, it's probably going to be the last of these run of DC movies anyway.
Oh yeah.
I mean, really.
with as
they-
bad as Wonder Woman was.
Wonder Woman 2 shit the bed hard.
Wonder Woman hit me like Justice League hit Rick.
Batman's done, and they're doing something new with them.
Only because I haven't watched Wonder Woman. Yeah, something different with Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I'm really
It looks
looking
great.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Detective, noir film. It's an aspect of Batman they really haven't played on, and it's really interesting.
The
and
closest they got was the animated series, and there's a reason why it's the best Batman that there is.
Yeah. Because he is
I don't know. Arkham
not
is pretty
a
good.
mutant. He's not a super hero.
He's just a badass.
He's just a guy who's super smart and super rich.
No,
Those are two fine superpowers.
I really think that going forward, the DC stuff, they're not going to try and do any
They
more of this
don't
interconnected
need to-
shit like what Marvel's doing. I
And
think they
don't
just
need
do
to be
one-off
like
stories.
Marvel.
No, they
it's,
don't.
It's comic books, and they don't have to all be the same. And Marvel's at the point where they can do different things, and they can still be interconnected. Marvel, at this point, is just home run after home run after home run.
I think a lot of that.
Falcon and Winter Soldier looks good.
The,
Oh, yeah.
The
And
two
WandaVision is fantastic.
WandaVision's
the
been
two
great.
things that have kept Marvel have been having Kevin Feige at the top,
Absolutely.
and their casting has been outstanding.
Fact.
Yeah.
Almost without fail has their casting been outstanding.
Can we talk about WandaVision for a minute? Man,
Yeah, I'm not caught
It's-
up.
we don't have to
4
like dig
episodes?
into it.
I'm
It's
3 episodes.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
But you still had it spoiled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I read all the spoilers. When that guy leaked the shit about everything. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it sounds from everything
Nobody
that I've
is.
read, like nobody really knows what's going on even now.
Nope.
And I'll be caught up before the new episode's released.
but it's intriguing. It's at a really intriguing point right now. I like it.
But in episode 5 is when you start to figure out what's going on outside of Wandra's level of control.
Yeah.
I thought that was episode 4.
No.
Maybe I am caught up.
What was the last thing you saw?
No, we just watched episode 5, and
There
it's
are only 5 out.
4 and 5 together. Both were kind of outside of
Okay,
the...
because 4 was the first one that had Kat Dennings in it and Jimmy Woo.
Right.
Yeah.
And all of the people.
Then you're
5,
pretty much caught up.
you're borderline caught up. 5 is where you start to realize
Vision is figuring out that stuff is going on.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, because 4 didn't have almost any Wanda or Vision.
Yeah.
There was like one cut in.
It was basically just all catch up for the sword stuff.
It was catch up for the outside, and that was where I was done because I have to wait for Alex.
Yeah.
But
That's nice of you.
there, somebody submitted a series request to do a Jimmy Woo series
Yeah, I
to
saw that.
Disney today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I like his character.
I
He's a
think
great
he's
character.
awesome.
That
But
guy's a good
seriously,
actor.
Even the side characters are only in there for minutes in
Yeah.
the movies. Like Kat Dennings' character. She's definitely going to be in
She's finally
more.
not shitty. I haven't liked Darcy the whole from Thor to Thor 2.
See,
like I thought
so
she was
little
just
remember
shit.
Thor now that I just remember.
I had to have my son remind me who she was.
Oh,
really?
I remembered what movie.
But I
she was
hadn't
in.
watched her I hadn't watched
But I
her.
don't
As soon
remember
as he
her
said
talking.
she's from Thor, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
That was the first one I watched with Mara when she was little, and so she used to throw her bottles down because of the coffee cup scene.
Oh, yeah.
More.
I was surprised that in 2 episodes with Kat Dennings in it that we have not had a gratuitous shot of her chest.
I don't think there will be.
I think the pendulum's kind of gone the opposite way on that for now. It'll come back, but
I kind of like it. It's like you don't need sex to sell it. It does.
Yeah.
It doesn't add anything to the story. You look
It
at
doesn't.
these shows on Stars or Showtime. or
Fucking
HBO.
The Stand.
Yeah.
yeah, the
that's a really
stand
good
is so
example.
unnecessarily vulgar.
I haven't
It's
watched
like
any of it, and I don't care. It's not like you're spoiling anything for me.
It is-
I just don't see them doing it right, so I don't care to even.
It's
start.
not bad.
They
It's
get
just
some of it so right.
It's not terrible,
But
but
it's
it's not
just so
great.
average.
It's just
It's so fucking average.
Skarsgård
the
is
94
fantastic.
the 94 version was so good on its own that it's hard to like.
They managed to pick somebody for fucking Nick who is worse than Rob Lowe. I don't even
Rob
understand
Lowe's
how.
ad-libbing
I don't
lines
understand
again.
how that's possible.
Jenny was like, "Is that Jesus?" I was
Right?
like, "He might as well be Jesus."
Did he hang around for very long? I don't remember. I don't even remember seeing him in the most recent episode.
Because they really, really minimized him as a character at all.
The guy I
Tom
can't remember
Cullen
the guy.
got more screen time than he did.
That dude is so
Yeah.
funny.
The guy that they got for Tom Cullen is as good as the guy that they got playing Nick is bad. It's like I said, man, it has some fucking high points.
He's in so many things,
But-
but I can't tell you his name.
And I'd like to watch James.
He's from
Marsden
Orange Is the New Black. I
as,
can't
Marston
remember
ain't
his,
bad as Stu.
the actor's
Dude, Greg
name.
Kinnear, they young Glenn down a little bit to make him like, instead of retired, they make him like college professor age, and he is fucking perfect. Like
He does
perfect.
all
I have a
right, but I
soft
don't like
spot
him
for
very
Kinnear,
much.
Though, too. I think
Are you
he's a-
current?
No, I'm up through 4.
Brad William
Okay,
Henke.
Seven and 8.
Yeah.
He really,
Really?
Yeah, that's Tom Cullen.
after
He's so good.
basically
he's a fantastic
from-
actor in the Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah.
from the
That's right,
moment
yeah.
that Stu falls and breaks his leg when they're on their way to Vegas, which spoiler alerts for a fucking 40-year-old book.
I said that in bed to Jenny the other day.
But basically from the moment that Stu falls, Glenn Larry is a really reluctant leader all the way up until the end. So Glenn kind of is the one that takes the charge of the three of them that are on the rest of the way to Vegas. And yeah, from that moment on, Greg Kinnear just owns every fucking scene that he's in and is really, really great.
Kinnear's a pretty fucking fantastic actor.
Yeah,
He is.
He really is.
There's not a lot I've seen him in that I don't care for. Even just benign shit. He elevates the performances.
And the chick that they got to play Franny, though. She's...
Which one's that?
I don't think she's any worse than Molly Ringwald.
I don't
though.
think she's any worse than Molly Ringwald, but they actually removed some of the aspects of her character that suck so much, and she's still just kind of unlikable.
That sucks.
Yeah, the girl is. There's something about her face that makes you just not want to be like watching the screen when she's on it.
Ah, yeah.
I bet you.
Put this out before I forget it. I would like to see a reboot of Night Court with that guy as Bull.
Oh yeah,
That'd be all right.
The Tom Cullen
Yeah.
actor, yeah.
You guys should review the B movie.
What
Why?
was the movie that I just saw a minute ago that was
The B movie, the
like
animated one, was
the
the
animated one with Jerry Seinfeld?
From
I haven't even seen
15
it,
years
but
ago?
I've seen
Oh,
clips.
yeah.
of Jerry
I haven't
Seinfeld.
seen it either.
I probably will be watching.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm wildly indifferent
it
about
is
ever seeing it.
Not what I would call good.
I just don't watch very many animated movies.
What was
I had to drag myself
Dungeon
to
Master.
watch Spider-Verse, which is really good.
Really
It
good.
is.
Really good.
But
Soul was good too. You should give it a go.
Incredibles is good.
Dungeon
The sequel,
Master.
Incredibles.
80s
Yeah.
B movie with Bull from Night Court in it. He plays a evil wizard who sucks people through time to do battle with them.
yeah, but
It was before he was on Night Court, but he
yeah.
looks like a mix of like Danzig and a guy dressed up as a vampire. He just pulls this dude out of the 80s in LA who
Doesn't
works.
Danzig look like a mixture of Danzig
Well,
and a
yeah,
guy dressed
Danzig
up like a
kind of does,
vampire?
now that you mention it, yeah. But he has the cape that just looks like a fucking dollar store vampire cape. It's great. But yeah, he pulls some guy.
Yes, Danzig's
who's,
is obviously $300
well, yeah, handcrafted. But
by a maiden.
yeah, he pulls this guy who's like a computer nerd in Los Angeles in the like late 80s, early 90s, like right at the advent of computers, and he mistakes computer technology for like new magic, and so he sucks this guy through a portal and brings him back to do battle with him. He's like, "You are the next magician who will battle me, and I'm Bull from Night Court." And, yeah, he's got a really bad wig, and yeah,
That's fantastic.
it's funny that you'd mention him because I was just here a couple days ago.
that's funny on 30 Rock when they
Dungeon Master.
do the Night Court reunion.
Oh yeah, with Harry.
Yeah, but he's dead now. Didn't he die?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's been a few years.
Harry Anderson.
Yeah.
And he was in It.
Yes,
Yeah, he was.
And for TV, that was pretty good.
Speaking of It, isn't it weird that two of Stephen King's greatest villains are played by Stellan Skarsgård's kids?
Yep.
And both of them did an excellent job. And both of them were really well played in the original miniseries.
Did you
too.
watch his kid in, or did you watch Bill Skarsgård in Castle Rock?
No.
He's also in that.
He's
It's which is also great. It's on Hulu.
necessarily.
I can never remember
villain,
Bill's first
but
name.
kind of-
Yeah, but
he's
there's
a central
quasi.
character.
Yeah,
He's I don't know that I'd call him like the outright antagonist, but he's
is okay. So, is everyone's opinion here that Stephen King is probably one of the greatest contemporary authors of all time?
He definitely has his finger
Because
on the
his
pulse
body
of
of
what
work-
people will read. I mean, I enjoy most of
Like
what I've read.
it spans.
I think after Dark Tower,
decades.
it fell off though.
Well,
Like
even
Under the
finishing
Dome
Dark
was
Tower.
shit.
I think after the cocaine years, it really started to kind of be a lot more hit and miss.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that came in the late '90s and early 2000s.
But
that
think
was
of it from the
really
from the context of having his work
iffy
adapted.
When you compare it to stuff like, dude, Needful
Adapted,
Things.
Yeah.
Needful Things is
Needful
so
Things
good.
is fucking boom. Cujo is like, you could tell that he was on a coke bender when he wrote that, because that book does not let up.
But that
Yeah.
is the best. That is the best Stephen King, is when it doesn't let up. You can't get out of the story.
Needful Things was the best of the Castle Rock ones too,
For sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
because it basically destroyed the town.
yeah.
And God, it was good. And Leland Gaunt is just amazing. And they got Max von Sydow to play him in the fucking movie.
There's a good cast in that movie, man.
Yeah.
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris was the sheriff.
Alan, yeah.
Alan Pangborn.
No,
Who played his woman?
The thing...
I can picture her face. But
I can
can't
too.
remember.
Was it Mary McDonald? The wife from Independence Day?
I know who you're talking about.
Was that who it was?
I don't remember.
Mary
Honestly,
McDonald
it's
is
been a long
that.
time
Jesus
since I've
Christ,
seen
I
it.
have an oracle sitting right here.
No, as far as like having work adapted though, I think he's tops as far as like
And what's-
Shakespeare doesn't have as much as a
Quantity-wise,
large,
yeah, for
quantity
sure.
wise.
And what's funny is how many of them have
Grisham
been
doesn't.
poorly adapted.
And they still keep doing
Langoliers.
it poorly. Oh, the
Yeah.
Langoliers was just
But
awful.
more so
The
lately.
second Salem slot? Damn you! Damn you, Ben Mears! How do you have that? Is it
James Cromwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you have him actually
Do
say
that.
those lines
Yeah.
in that scene that never even occurs in the book? They just add it.
Yeah,
and
man.
It's awful. And Salem Slot is impossible to put down. The first time I read it, 2 sittings, 300 pages a sitting. I could not put it down.
Yep. Same.
I think King
read
has
the
more
introduction.
influence over how his adaptations go now, though.
I read the little opening prologue thing, and then I think I didn't stop until I was around 100 pages in. I just was like, oh, I'm not putting this down anytime soon, and I just tear through
It's
it.
too driving, and it all happens over such a short time that there isn't, oh man, I got a little break here because they're going to do a slight jump or something.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's only 5 minutes.
One thing that I did really like in this version of The Stand, as opposed to the previous one, is the way that they handled the god lightning coming down.
Oh, in the last episode?
It's a lot more. It doesn't look like a cartoon lightning finger like it does in the.
Oh, that's
Well,
the
sure.
original
It's
miniseries,
1994, man.
But it was. It had a really Old Testament-y Wrath of God type feel of the lightning shooting around and just killing these bad people that had been following Flag like indiscriminately, and it reminded me.
So is it
of,
over?
No, there's one episode.
It's like
Oh.
it was almost like a backwards rapture.
Yeah, and this lightning just shoots out and turns people into goo, and
Just yeah.
it's
I would prefer Cinders, but
it's not just needlessly vulgar. It's
grotesque.
it's over the top in ways that are just unnecessary.
Yeah,
it's
like Jenny got turned off by how graphic it is about the disease. I mean, like it does the tire neck thing, like they didn't do. It's fucking
brutal.
horrible.
It's really brutal.
It's
and
really
it's pandemic
bad.
time and stuff. Why would you do?
Yeah, the
something
timing's
like
not
that? It
quite
doesn't
on.
seem very good at all.
It's gratuitous.
Yeah,
It's-
and the
all
whole thing is
scenes-
that way.
All the scenes in Vegas are just like there is fire dancers and people fucking in the streets, and I mean it is just full blown chaos. Anytime you see it, it's just yeah.
Oh,
And I don't.
yeah, we haven't got there yet.
I don't. Some of the gratuity makes sense with especially like with the Vegas stuff, because
I can
their
understand
their
that to
whole
show you
thing
that
is
this is really
no rules. Fuck
yeah,
this, you
no
know.
rules, and these people could be dead at any moment. So this is what mankind does.
Yeah.
with
Right.
that kind of clock.
It's the only part of it that works, but
First, the first version of The Stand was adapted for television with, is it FCC?
Yeah,
Is that-
the Federal Communications Commission.
Yeah.
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 So they were under that,
yeah.
those kind of, and
It was also
you get
on
removed from that when
CBS,
you're on
isn't it?
CBS
I think
All
it was on
Access.
ABC.
NBC.
So
ABC.
CBS All Access is a
think
streaming
it was
service, so you can
ABC.
do whatever the fuck you want. It's just like HBO.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like
And
they.
when's the last time ABC did anything on that scale?
I feel like they did that.
can't
This
think of
whole
anything.
like all of our the cuffs are off bullshit because they can.
Yeah, it was
Right,
And so
that's
it's like
I agree with what you're saying there
It's like
because
it's like, oh, this is our first. It's like a freshman
gratuitous
at college,
violence
like,
or gratuitous gore for the sake of it because we can do it.
I'm getting
There's another
lost
show
in
I was
You know, we can say
cocaine because I
fuck.
can.
yeah.
We can say fuck now, so we should fucking say fuck.
Exactly that.
Oh, you know who did that when that show Designated Survivor was on ABC for
I bailed
ever.
on that show
but
so hard. It was so aggressive.
I didn't pay attention to it. It was not.
Oh.
It's not great. But when
was
Netflix picked it up,
dumb.
as soon as Netflix picked it up, they're like, throw some fucks in there, and it's just like gratuitous fucks at every wow. And you know, I'm all for
Well, I'm a vulgar
cocksuckers
person.
and
Like,
swear.
I'm,
You know,
Yeah, but
I'm vulgar, but it's like you're just doing it now because you can.
I'm wondering now if my opinion has changed compared to when I was a younger man. I really liked some TNA when I was a younger man. I know we're talking vulgarity, and now I'm talking.
It's the same
nudity and
thing.
stuff. But
possibly. There's a lot of
no,
work that goes into that, Matthew.
There
Like a lot of work.
Shows today, they don't need that to catch my attention, and I kind of think that everybody else.
You
so
come
many-
along to it.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's
many more people are watching the content that's produced now, and there's so much of it that maybe you don't need the TNA to draw your crowd in.
the reason is
you're going for the story. My dad gets pissed when there's TNA that comes up or like a
It's
scene
starting
that
to
comes up. It's
annoy
taking
me.
away from the
Yeah,
fucking.
it's like I only have 29 minutes for this episode, and you gave me 4 minutes of this. Fuck you guys.
I don't need to
I don't
see
even want you
Stallone
people
grind
to
on
kiss,
Sharon Stone.
But you know, that 16 to 24 age bracket is what they're shooting for,
That would be it.
and a flash of titty when you're 16 is a big deal. I know it's not as big a deal now as it was when we were 16, but it's still a big deal. And
Fuck yeah! I don't need my pants to tighten up when I'm watching a TV show.
And
I'm
that's
40,
the
they
question
just
I
don't.
started the whole thing with was maybe I'm just older now, but
well, and
I think
yeah,
that's part of it.
we've matured a bit, but I don't know. It's so available on so many levels that it doesn't hold the thing.
Right.
And even when we turned 18, it wasn't like, oh God, I can just go down and buy a titty mag now. You could, but you didn't really do that.
No.
And you looked forward to it in like the action movies when it was like, oh, haha, this scene's in the strip club. He's going to get shotgunned while there's titties in the background. You loved that shit. You lived for that shit. It was a treat. And now it's not a treat. Now it's everywhere. And you watch... We lived through the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones, and there's fucking tits and ass all over. And there's maybe 4 points where that makes sense. Like,
it almost feels
when her
embarrassing
clothes
sometimes
get
when you're
burned
watching
off, that's the only time it makes sense for anybody to be
only a
naked.
handful of times when it's necessary.
So I think it's part of that. I think part of it's oversaturation, that it's just like you said, it's everywhere. You can turn on any show on Netflix now,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be some tits at some point.
Like
basically.
Altered Carbon, it makes sense because they're trying to show you that it doesn't matter to these people.
Yeah.
Like this really is just a sleeve, and they call it a sleeve, but you're not quite getting it until like midway through episode 2. You're like,
Same
fuck
kind
it.
of deal with Westworld.
Yeah.
That's just a body.
It's just
and
Or it's
well,
not
but
even
it gives
a
them.
vibe.
An
but in
excuse.
Westworld, it doesn't. It matters to everybody except Anthony Hopkins.
Right.
Like Anthony Hopkins is why is this host got a clothes on? Like that's not a person. It doesn't feel shame. Why do you feel shame? That's a thing, not a person. And he's like really digging into that dude, and it's heavy. I don't know how that goes later on, but man, that
also
first
think
season was nails.
It really.
It's
not just the oversaturation of that. It's a abundance of quality shows and shit that don't have that. There's been enough shows that have come out now that, like, name a sexy, hot, titillating scene from Breaking Bad.
Well, you're exactly right. there aren't those.
You know,
Yeah.
there's been
It's
enough.
the one
really
where
high-quality
Jesse Pinkman's
product that's
girlfriend
come out.
choked to death.
Yeah, right.
On her own vomit.
I mean,
No, that one still makes me hard.
Still to this day.
Wanda walked out in very 1950s-ish lingerie in the first episode, where you really couldn't see anything more than you can see when she's wearing her 80s
But it's still
pantsuit.
hot as fuck.
Well, it's Elizabeth Olsen. She's gorgeous, but you know.
Old Boy. Watch Old Boy.
But like,
You want to see Thanos take on Scarlet Witch?
yeah, whoa.
And win.
Yeah,
And lose at the same time.
Yeah.
lose at the same time, big time.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Korean
Ron's
version
kid's
is
like,
even better.
old boy,
Old
Mess
boy, what's
you
that?
up.
It's a Korean movie.
adding it to my queue right now.
Don't
Don't do it.
stop.
But no, there's
Catastrophe.
like there's a lot of shows that don't really have heavy sexualization of anything that are really, really goddamn good now.
No.
Better Call Saul's in that same.
Yeah,
Thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have-
same wheelhouse.
Yeah,
There's
well,
no
yeah, it doesn't have any.
there's no
Is her name Robin? His girlfriend?
Kim.
Kim.
there was
Man,
there
she
was
Kim Wexler.
Kim
There
Wexler.
was-
She looks good in clothes.
there was like
Like good.
maybe
She has one of those. her
It's a
face is
subtle thing.
questionable.
like a
Like
scene
sometimes you see this, like, damn, she's hot. And
Or-
other times, like, is she really hot?
Like Angelina Jolie. Like from certain
you're saying.
angles, it's just off.
Until
there's-
she
there's, like-
really became skeletal.
Yeah.
Now I
And
didn't
now
watch the
there's-
last season. I know you watched the last season of House of Cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. House of Cards is one. There's like maybe 2 scenes, maybe 3 scenes per season that are even like sexual in nature at all, and they're
And
always
half the time
done
it's homosexual. So.
and it's always done in a really, and I wasn't going this way with it being homosexual, but they're dirty. They feel like,
Ozark is the same.
I don't want to say rapey, but like invasive. Like
Yeah.
they're just there's nothing sexy about what's going on here.
There's
But
some
it-
sex
it-
stuff in
it
Ozark, but
correlates
it's
with-
for stuff that drives the plot.
Yeah, yeah. You don't just have
Sorry.
no, that's okay.
what the sex position, isn't that what they always called it for Game of Thrones, where it's like we're gonna have 2 guys in a room talking, but there's gonna be people fucking right here
Yeah.
to help keep you distracted and it's you don't
Why
have
would you
to-
distract me? I am paying
I wanna
attention to the word so
read the
fucking
dialogue.
Right?
hard.
Yeah.
That's
no,
why I
I'm-
turn
I'm
the
listening-
subtitles on.
They
I'm
could
listening
just have the
intently.
noise in the background and have the same effect.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have to pay people naked money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just, they are just proving that they are
dummies.
throwing so much money as our production values are the most ever.
You know, I was reading something. They were talking to Ian Glenn about the first season, and he's like, they could have shot this in a car park. There was no reason for them to shoot.
And he was Jorah Mormont?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no reason for them to shoot this on location in these places because they were using real tight shots, and because they didn't have the money that they had
Didn't have
later.
near what they had later.
and then later they spent all their money on CG and not on fucking lighting. And
Oh, yeah,
you
no
couldn't
shit.
see anything that was going on.
And now I want to bring up the main point is we're talking about Game of Thrones.
We are.
And I haven't talked about Game of Thrones in quite some time.
I know.
Because we
been
are
a
like
long time.
a year into this pandemic shutdown thing, and now someone is talking about Game of Thrones.
Well,
and
they
we're not
did-
talking about watching it. We're just talking about its production.
They did say that they're making that prequel series, House of the Dragon, or
As
whatever
long
it
as it's
is.
someone else, I'm all for it.
Are they
I
gonna
will watch
give
Are
it a
they gonna
try.
buy some fucking lights?
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Are they gonna light the fucking set?
I don't.
It doesn't have to actually be lit like a castle for
don't
me to
have-
get involved in
I
this
don't.
show.
I don't have high hopes, but I'll watch it.
Can you hand me a
I'm
Red Bull?
sure. I'm sure I watch worse.
Oh God, yeah, I've watched
Fuck,
lots
like
worse.
Lots worse.
Yeah, the movie itself was what? Oh, fuck! What was I talking about?
Well, it was Game of Thrones a second ago.
Jenny just sent me a text message, and I lost everything I was thinking of.
Fuck, Jenny. God damn it, Jenny.
Smell lemony.
You do
It's,
smell
hand
lemony
sanitizer.
fresh.
Oh, you still use hand sanitizer?
I just took a piss, man.
Oh, I thought you
did you
peed
have
on
a dirty
yourself,
day?
and you peed
And
lemony
I like
fresh.
pumped it down my
Now let me tell you how my day
up
goes.
my nostrils. Oh wow.
I go to the bathroom. I wash my hands before I urinate.
Well, that's a good thing because
I
you
hope
don't
so.
I
have-
rinse them
You are handling mail.
after
Right.
urinating. I shower every morning.
Your hands are dirty.
I
Or
come in, I get out of the shower, I put on 3 layers of clothes. Well, yeah, I should wash my hands because of my mouth, but it should be the same for everyone because your junk, unless you are diseased, should be one of the cleanest parts of your body.
Right.
Cleaner than your feet, cleaner than your chest. Well, it doesn't matter. It is so enclosed.
Yeah.
And especially if you're not sweating hard. But even if you're sweating hard, it's not dirty.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
That is pretty.
And then afterwards,
It's
I
okay,
rinse
Jenny.
Just in case I got a dribble shaken off.
My friend's dad was once confronted by someone in a bathroom for not washing his hands. And the guy said, "Didn't your dad teach you to wash your hands?" And he said, "No, my dad taught me not to piss on mine."
That's again, stay in your fucking lane. That's
I know.
it. Just
Like when
You
people
gotta have
do
a lot
that,
of balls to challenge somebody in a men's room, man.
Why
you
do
might
you-
get raped.
I was
Why-
worried about getting stabbed.
what are you watching my hand washing habits for?
Right?
yeah, what do you care?
You get in,
Are
you
gonna
get
shake
out.
His hand, or are you going to touch something he's touched?
You know, the only person I will pay
you get your
attention to
shoe
is
shit
if I
on.
see an employee
Oh,
that's
yeah.
handling,
Even
like
then,
if I'm
I
in the
don't
bathroom, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'll make a mental note of it. I'm like, okay, I'm not
The
gonna.
employee is in uniform, and they are wearing the
My
company's
daughter is
logo
too cool.
on them somewhere.
Right.
You need to follow all of the rules. It's the same as driving a vehicle with a company logo on it. You had
man,
best
that's great.
use your turn signals. Brake appropriately.
How is my driving?
Stop for
Yeah.
pedestrians. I'm talking to you, LPD. You should.
Don't those
just-
guys drive like cunts?
Oh,
like
man.
absolute cunts?
Thank you.
Only some of them. When I'm standing at an intersection and looking across and they just smile.
American Ale.
Don't smile and nod at me. Stop. Let me cross the street.
Stop, you butthole. We're both working shitty government jobs.
Yeah.
But you're in a car with a heater, and I need to keep my pace up, or else I'm gonna get cold.
Dude, is it just me or has it been weirdly fucking cold the last couple days?
Oh no, it's winter.
Yeah, it's
is.
finally
It's
winter.
Yeah, we wintered up here the last couple days.
We had a short bit of.
I was
winter
fine
there,
all day today,
then
and then I had to leave to go to the store, and it's ever since I left the house, I haven't been able to get warm again. It's
the
weird.
breeze.
You wanna turn
came
this
in, and now
I was
it's-
thinking about it, honestly.
It is tomorrow's Wednesday. It's supposed to be like 16. A low of 16.
Wow.
Fuck that.
Does it feel like our 365-day calendar is off? Has slowly been shifting?
No,
No, you don't think so?
because
You mean it's getting colder later?
Yeah.
we only get into winter in December.
December 21st is the first
Right,
day.
yeah.
December
right.
20th, December
So-
21st is the first day of winter. So
But why are we getting the hardest hit in the last month of it?
It
because it's still winter.
yeah.
Yeah, but you could almost argue that sometime March and April are harder than December.
Shit, we've been getting snow in June,
Yeah.
like the last 2 years.
March and April, February and March are usually harder than December, at least for our locale.
Right. But we have mild winters most of the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't.
It's a nice thing about being in the banana belt that we're in.
Yeah, that's
'Cause-
what they call this, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was bringing up a thing I was doing yesterday.
It's better than
we were
being
looking
in a
at
banana hammock, huh?
property. We were looking at property in Maine.
Yeah. Tell me
The
about
cost-
this.
Is that
Like,
what you were looking at?
Yeah, well, the cost of living in Maine is
To live
like
there?
nominally lower than the cost of living here. Yeah.
They actually have winter there
like
They
real
have
fucking
real fucking winter
for
there.
like 5 months.
yeah.
yeah. It's crazy.
You think about purchasing property and moving to Maine?
I'll send you a couple links to some of the places I was looking at just for context.
You can uproot your children?
I don't fucking care about doing that. That like my 14-year-old was bothered by it. He got pissed. He's like, "I'm gonna stay here." Like I don't think we're gonna do anything. Not right now.
You
but
already
like,
talked to your kids about it?
because we were joking around. We were playing around on our
You're
phones
taking it
last night.
seriously?
We're looking. But I don't know
Like
what we're
for
doing.
real?
Yeah.
You're gonna move all this stuff across the country.
No, that's the scary
Oh, we're
part.
gonna get
That's
rid
the
of a bunch
scary
of this
part
shit.
right there.
Yeah,
I just
no.
gotta burn the shop
You just
down.
have to
No, you're
look
not going
around
to.
this
You
room
just
and
need to
realize
have
it's
us come
probably
over
going to
and
be a
take
bad
shit.
idea.
That's
I didn't even think about that when you
when
were
we-
sending me the links. I was
when
like,
we moved here, moving the stuff here was an undertaking because it was like, you know, you see all the stuff, like all the fucking tools hanging up and stuff.
How old is
That's
your
like
oldest kid?
tchotchke shit. That's the same thing as like the fucking like little ornaments and shit you set around.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but
14.
Tools, yeah, actually, tools.
Well, there's a purpose for
Man,
those. The
there is
tchotchke
such
shit
a
you can
thing
just
as
fucking.
seasonal affective disorder,
I know.
and you would take your kids.
I got
to
that
a
shit in
new
Hawaii.
place.
I'd paint my walls red with my brain matter.
God.
Red and gray.
But
I think that would be really hard to do. I like Maine. I would move there, but as a retirement type thing, I don't think I would go there with children.
the reason I got a hard on about it was because there's so many rural and remote places that are out. Like the one that I sent you had like 2.5 acres. It had this big barn and a big and a fucking shed to boot. But then the barn's
You'd have
like
to start talking like that too. A boot.
right. Yeah, to boot. The barn is full of firewood, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to get all sorts of fucking firewood all the time. And if I don't buy it from somebody, I'm gonna have to go get it. And I did that when I was a kid, and I don't want to do it anymore.
All right, Ward, I have a question, but before that, your wife is on board with this?
Well, she's getting her master's degree. She's ready to fucking pick up and go.
To Maine.
She doesn't care where at this point. We're just ready to fucking. It's 2020 was a weird year for a lot of people, and so I don't know what. Like, I'm not saying that she's motivated by the sting from 2020, but I think she like the idea of like change or a significant change is a fun idea.
Wow.
But at the same time, it's also
3 kids, too.
3.
3.
My daughter is like, she's like all about moving. My middle son is so fucking up his own ass that he has no idea we've even like talked about it. But my 14-year-old was down yesterday and we were just like looking at houses and we were talking back and forth and he's like, I'm not moving. I don't want to move. I'll stay with grandma. That's his attitude on it. He doesn't want to go anywhere. But on the flip side of that, when he graduates high school, he's ready to move out of the house. Like he wants to go to California. He wants to go away from us. Get away.
But still,
Is it
it's 4
Final
years.
Fantasy VII fight?
Yeah, that's 4 years away or 3.5 years away. Closer than we think. I don't know that we would do anything while the kids are in school, but I definitely like we're just kind of like looking. The costs of houses over there are so much lower.
5
over
and
here.
2 with 3
You can
acres
buy-
for 245
you
is
can buy,
so
like,
good.
Genuine mansions, like 6-bedroom.
Yeah, the one I was
4-bathroom,
looking at
like,
over there the other
mansions
day, I
over
was like,
there for the
fuck.
price of like a 3-bedroom house here.
But you're also
Who the fuck is calling me?
way long way from anything. And
Yeah,
the
these are
winter
real
is
rural.
fucking brutal.
Yeah, no thanks.
Amazon does exist.
Yeah, I know.
That's
wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot to commit to.
it's a lot
5
to
and
think
2
about too.
On 2.5 acres, a 4,300 square foot house for 189.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huge barn, giant house. There's an outbuilding.
And 9 months out of the year, or well, not 9 months, but 7 months out of the year, your land is a swamp.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't
But-
miss that from that fucking
There is
area.
so much humidity. How much time have you spent in the Northeast?
None. We spent like 4 days over there.
Chris,
Jenny
Chris
says-
lived over there for at least a year.
Yeah. Jenny says, "Dude, just look around here, like for real. There are some big properties here."
I know, but sometimes you got to look in the like you got to think outside of the box, and that's part of the problem. Is like we're looking over in Maine because we don't know any of these places, but we could be looking
But
in the
you could
fucking
just go for a
cul-de-sac
drive.
in cul-de-sac Idaho of Maine. Is
Dude,
what
I
we're-
know. I have plenty of friends that grew up in cul-de-sac, and
I'm not saying it's bad, but I
No,
think
no,
it comes
I'm
with
not,
a
I know you're not
stigma.
saying it's bad. It's just there really shouldn't be a stigma. It's just where you're comfortable living.
Right, exactly.
And you should buy it up before somebody from Seattle or California buys it up.
And that's what's happening right now.
That's what's happening like a motherfucker.
Well, as soon as they suck up Texas, apparently, and then they're coming our way. But a lot of people,
if you talk to the realtors and stuff, so many people are coming from Seattle. It's only 5 hours.
Well, they're just waiting for the fucking whole West Coast to slough into the ocean. So.
That's not what they're waiting for. They're just getting away from the fucking BLM riots and the COP and stuff like that.
Looking for something simple.
And the only thing that I would ask of these people moving here is, if you like the place you're at, don't change the politics. Don't try to shift it away from the status quo, because that is why this place
that's why it's working
the way it is.
Maybe if enough people move over here from Seattle, Inslee will actually pay attention to us.
Well, you're talking from Eastern Washington. I'm talking from Idaho.
Yeah, no,
it's
I know.
like, please God, don't change my politics.
Right, yeah.
Except for wanting to criminalize pot for life. Are you guys fucking retarded? Don't be the Neanderthal.
I would be genuinely stunned if that passed. Honestly,
to even suggest it and bring it up for a vote is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Has that been brought up?
Yeah,
It's in the legislature
That's
right now.
disgusting.
it'll get voted on.
For Idaho.
Yeah.
They want to make.
They're so anti-pot here. It's
hardcore.
fucking crazy.
What is the I don't understand.
It's the Mormons,
the language that they use of any mind-altering substance.
the timber lobby.
It
is two things.
It's inborn
the Mormons
timber
and the
lobby.
timber lobby.
Yeah, exactly.
Even more than the Mormons, it's the timber lobby. And they've pushed it so hard into people's brains in the Boise area that there's no way to unseat it. You'd have to get everybody out of the legislature and a brand new batch of people who have not been polluted with timber money. That's the only way to do it.
Well, it's like
so
growing
much
up
of
with
it.
Yeah, it's just like growing up with that whole notion that drug, and I'm like, for me personally, I'm not a big drug user, but there's benefit. You can see benefits to every kind of narcotic that is out there.
Are you saying we're big drug users?
No, I'm not saying
I'm just joking.
anything. Don't get me all defensive. But all I'm saying is there's a lot of people coming off of that 80s to throw out the stigma again, the drug, the DARE stigma.
It was a failure.
I failed DARE.
I didn't.
And
I would say,
I would have known
because I didn't
so little
like to
about
study
drugs had I not had DARE.
See,
All I ever think about is the Dave Chappelle thing with Tyrone. I was sitting in my room huffing paint, and Big Bird and the Cookie Monster were hanging out with me. It's like, did you know huffing paint will get you high, kids? Because I didn't know that before DARE. I knew what drugs were, but there was a lot of it that I was like,
more.
what?
Huff paint?
So-
that sounds retarded.
So
Wait, and what does
between
it do to
fifth
you?
and
It
sixth
makes
grade,
you
I
feel
changed
retarded.
schools.
Why would I want to feel retarded?
And my old school did it in 6th grade. My new school did it in 5th grade. So I missed DARE entirely.
You missed it. Wow.
I never had to do DARE.
Dodge that
And-
bullet.
I remember kids talking about
Drug abuse
About-
resistance education.
DARE, and they were like, I didn't know anything about drugs at all.
Dude.
And then
There
I
were
had
a
to
lot
do DARE.
of kids that didn't, yeah.
And then I
7
was
years
like,
of
oh my
Catholic
God.
School, and then year 6, they
And that's
gave me DARE.
probably
Yeah.
and that's
I
probably
had
why I'm
no idea.
that's probably why I'm not like big into it, because I didn't like pay attention. Like I failed DARE. Like I failed the course. I really did.
I don't know how that's possible.
Like my
yeah, there
PE
was that.
teacher
I don't know
who
how
did the
that's possible.
course, who instructed the course, failed me. The people who
You took the
passed
test and were like, yeah,
Have
drugs
all-
are great.
have all gone on to do great things with
Shit, yeah.
drugs.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do enough with drugs
Smoking
because
cannabis will make you both popular and cool. Yeah, check that box. Like, you just bombed the test
I'm going
hard.
to do that one. Oh, the crack. Crack's
Heroin
the good
is known
one.
to be good for your bone structure.
Is that true? I hope that's true.
It's true, because I shot some yesterday.
Oh, man.
No, it's
like
bad
I said,
for you.
I knew about drugs prior to going into Dare, and even I learned things that were like,
Well,
Really?
it's the informational,
Really?
the informational videos they would show you. It's like one kid would shoot up one time and they'd be dead.
well, yeah.
Which is totally not
possible.
the fucking way it works.
It's
95%
Well,
of the time.
right. They're giving you the hardest
worst case
statistic.
scenario.
That kid put 150 cc's of pure fucking China White in his veins. Of course he's dead.
With fentanyl,
I was just gonna say, yeah. Are you familiar with fentanyl?
Yeah.
No, the thing that I always noticed was it was in all of those videos. It almost exclusively always started with a joint or a beer.
Gateways.
And then in some interminable amount of very short time, because obviously there hadn't been a lot of time that had passed, this kid went from like, dude, are you cool? Do you want to be cool? Smoke this, you know?
He was the leader of the. He was
that?
He was
cool?
He
You
became the
Do you
leader of
wanna
the
be
peanut butter
cool?
gang or whatever the hell that is.
This.
I had an actual, a real life situation exactly like that.
I don't
I
doubt
got offered meth. Like I was at a dude's house and we were doing computer shit, and his buddy came over, and his buddy was a tweaker, and he's like, "Hey man, want to do some meth?" I was like, "Nah man, I don't think I'll pass." He's like, "Are you cool?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm cool." He's like, "What do you do?" I was like, "Well, I smoke some weed." And he was like, "You want any weed on you?" I was like, "No man,
No,
no." But seriously, it's
and they go from that to that in like there's like a little quick montage
Like,
of
suddenly
they
you
show
have
him at a
fucking
party
meth
taking
source.
a drag, and then they show him at a different party because they switched his shirt before they shot the
Right.
next scene, and he's drinking a beer, and then they move to the next thing, and it's like Tommy's been stealing from his mom's purse so he can support his meth habit, and it's like what?
Tommy's
Like,
doing gay porn.
what?
Tommy's shooting up.
Yeah. Tommy just beat up an old lady for her pension check so he could shoot up. Like it's like what?
You know, when
No.
when I was smoking pot in high school, I wasn't thinking about what can I inject into my fucking veins. Like that's such a different. It's such a jump.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into it at a great length, but I've learned a lot
My
more.
kids are in the chat
I've
room.
learned a lot more about heroin use specifically in the last about 3 years now than I ever really fucking thought that I would know or would want to know
Or care to know.
Yeah. There is a legitimate, tangible precipice that you like. I'm not
have
gonna
to
shoot.
step over.
I'm not gonna shoot something up into my body because I'm not a fucking nurse and I don't know what I'm doing, and I might just blow a vein and kill myself immediately. To you know what? Fuck it, doing it.
You jump right off Swallow's Nest.
It's a thing.
Drugs are bad,
and
kids,
even
and there is a definite progression, and then you can't stop.
I've spoken to people that I've had unfortunate interactions with over the last couple years, and like it's weird to say that, but it's even weirder to hear it from people who use, where like I know I can think of, I believe 3 people off the top of my head that I know personally that I've all had the same conversation with of like, no, when I first started shooting up, I had other people shoot me up because I wasn't able/willing to actually do the act of doing it.
Well, it's like going to get a vaccine or
It's
an injection of something.
No.
I don't feel comfortable doing it myself.
Those other medical
No, that's
professionals
this
are
is
asking
totally
junkies to
this
shoot
is
you up
totally
because
different.
They have more experience.
But it's like I said, it's that real of a, like, I don't want to know if I want to say point of no return, because some people do come back from it, but it really is a real thing of like, once you actually resign yourself to like, you know what, fuck this, it's going in.
I can't even imagine getting there because
No.
alcohol and pot are not gateway drugs. You have to have something else wrong with you if you need to escape that hard. Because if it's not a cigarette or a drink, it's too much work. It doesn't go up the nose. It doesn't go up the butt. It doesn't go in the veins.
It's
Maybe
Come on,
up
guys,
the butt.
come on.
Maybe
no,
up the butt.
it's I don't know, man. I've always said I will never be shy about the fact that I like to party. I like to have fun. There is nothing wrong with that. I think as long as you do it safe and reasonably, you're not. Don't drink and drive, kids. Don't, as the Beard so eloquently put it, don't put it in your veins or up your butt. But other than that, have a little fun, live a little, but do it responsibly, because if you don't, you end up. Man, I don't know what happened, but I was like, one time, whatever, I'll just put it up my butt, and then now here I am.
Here I am, keistering everything.
Don't do it randomly. You have to have an exit strategy.
Oh, yes.
Has anybody here seen the 1992 film The Buttercream Gang?
It sounds familiar, but...
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll have to pull up a trailer later. But basically the kid in that movie... He's part of this group, like this group of kids. Then he goes away. Then he comes back, and then all of a sudden he wears a do-rag, and he's a little hard. But I think like the word, like I don't remember what he did in the movie, but it wasn't like there was nothing really hard. Like maybe the worst thing he did was like
put on a
hit down a mailbox with a baseball bat or something, and put on a do-rag.
Isn't that a federal?
Well, that might be a federal
offense.
Oh, yeah.
But it's depicted in films all the time.
Mario mailbox, totally.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Because you don't own your mailbox, the post office does.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to maintain it.
Oh.
You buy it from Home Depot, though.
Yeah.
The post office.
Have you seen the sequel, The Buttercream Gang and the Secret of Treasure Mountain?
No. No. But put the Buttercream Gang on your list. If you can find that on the high seas, Ron, I'd like to hear your take on the Buttercream Gang.
All right.
Looks like half the cast of the old Cobra Kai's. Jesus.
Huh.
It's a 1992 movie. We were showing it. It was a real like virtue heavy movie that we were showing in like junior high, high school.
I don't know how I didn't watch that.
I don't know how you didn't see it. Yeah, at 92.
What kind of shows did they show us? Mr. Black, what kind of stuff do we watch in his English class?
Oh, Jesus.
They were way better than things we would have seen elsewhere.
Yeah. God, I don't even remember, but
Me neither, but
like,
I remember they were good.
They were good.
Yeah.
He always had good movies.
If I asked him, he wouldn't remember either.
No.
Because he lives in that old folks apartment.
Yeah, you'd said that.
I've seen him riding his bike around. What are we doing here?
Oh, let's not watch the Buttercream Gang.
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
I'll pull it up after the show.
I already put it on my
You put it on your
on his
list?
watch
my,
list.
Okay.
my list. So
Well, just look at these cool kids right there.
Oh, yeah.
All wearing,
Yep, that's 92 cool.
that's
right
92
there.
cool right there.
very.
I wasn't wearing a baseball cap yet.
I wasn't wearing a cool hat yet.
I only wore a baseball cap for, like 5 years.
I still had snapbacks and the net, the mesh.
The mesh
But
back.
before it was
Before
cool
trucker hats were cool.
again. Yeah, before Ashton made them cool again.
And the first hat I was wearing was a Boston Red Sox hat, which nobody could figure out why I was wearing a Red Sox hat in Leto, Washington.
Back before.
I don't know why anybody wears anything here.
Yeah.
Why are there so many fucking Packer fans or Steelers fans? Why are there so many fucking
there are
Steelers
people
fans here?
from elsewhere. People move here from
My
places.
my wife's a
Yeah.
Steelers fan, and she came up a Steelers fan because her dad was a Steelers fan.
Ron's a Steelers fan, and
that's the exact reason why I did.
because Jim is
that's
a
what
red Washington football team.
Well,
and
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, both.
Okay.
Derek
Those
and I
two.
years ago did an episode on this. He came up a Steelers fan because of his mom being a Steelers fan.
When I first got into football, you were rooting for the Redskins, or you were rooting for the football team, or you were rooting for the Steelers.
I think it
I
depended
blame
on.
Grandpa for moving and not getting us into football when we should have been introduced to football. Because obviously Dad wasn't going to get us into football. It should have been Grandpa.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still not really into it. I tend to watch the Super Bowl.
I just
Yeah,
I
that's-
enjoy the game,
It fascinates me.
and
It's very
the Super Bowl
militaristic.
party. I go to the Super Bowl party with Trisha's friends, who her friends are almost my parents' age, almost. But one of them came over to me. The guy that was hosting was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of getting into your way of watching football. You just you are a fan of certain players and you don't follow the team." It's like that is how I am. It's like every game, I don't have a team. I'm just like, I really
right
like
here, man.
Russell Wilson and I really like Pete Carroll. So right now, I do really like the Seahawks because Russell Wilson is an awesome human being.
Yeah.
And he is a great football player.
Yeah.
But that's how you
and
get
he's
labeled.
a franchise player.
That's how you get labeled a bandwagon guy. But I don't care about that
Fuck that
idea because.
And then going into the Super Bowl, I really was rooting for Tom Brady because, dude.
So was I.
Yeah.
I was just rooting for a closer game. I really genuinely didn't care who won. I expected a closer game. I didn't.
It's the first time Mahomes has gone up against somebody.
I really didn't care who won.
Formidable.
Yeah. I mean, he went up against the GOAT.
Up against the Buccaneers and won.
Yeah.
But not at a big money game.
But the Buccaneers learned some things that first game.
The Bucs changed their plan.
And that was 7 games ago before it mattered.
Right.
When Brady doesn't give a shit. He's not going to throw his arm out in a fucking regular season game.
Mahomes' earliest chance to seal his victory against the GOAT because Mahomes is so young. He has such a career ahead of him.
Yep.
And he came up through high school and college
and Brady
when he wasn't getting hit.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
When it was against the rules to smash into the quarterback. So I think, and I was saying this Sunday during the game, he's got a chance to play into his 50s. Because
a lot of it
he got that one hit. He had one real hit.
Unlucky hits because there still is contact.
It's not just unlucky hits, dude. Dak Prescott straight broke his leg in half this year on a borderline non-contact injury.
Yeah.
There's a lot of luck that goes in. And that's why I firmly stand. We'll never see anything like Tom Brady again.
No.
It's this weird anomaly of like perfect coaching, good staff, good play calling. He had one season where he was gone. And it's a miracle that in playing for 20 odd years, he's only had that. Because,
was that the season
when
he had the
Wilson, for
deflate
example,
gate thing?
No, that was, he tore his ACL in like the second game of the season and was done for the year. And they still fucking finished 10-6. That was what got Matt Castle paid. But Russell Wilson is, I don't remember the stat off the top of my head, but it was something to the effect of like Brett Favre played for like 13 or 16 seasons or something like that. He was one of the most sacked quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, Brett Favre
he was sacked like 500 to 600 times. Russell Wilson is on pace to beat that by like almost triple if he plays for as long as he did because of how frequently he gets hit. Russell Wilson ain't going to be playing until he's fucking 43 like Tom Brady. There's no chance.
We need some D. We need some fucking D.
Or an offensive line.
An offensive line is what they really need.
Yeah, I didn't need D.
But
Rick's just thinking about wanting the D.
No, they
yeah. Well,
and
I'm
again,
gonna spin this real quick. Gonna move to Maine, midlife crisis. That's what I want to say. My midlife crisis, I need the D. So all you guys watching this show, suddenly,
all right,
hit me up.
Wow.
Look at my Titter. My Titter handle is not on there.
My Titter handle,
but his Tinder handle is.
Yeah,
his Titter handle.
No, it's one of the things that I really got into. Football is about the only sport that I watch.
It's the only sport that
honestly,
I watch.
It's the only sport that I watch. If
I'll watch baseball live.
I'll watch a little bit of the World Series.
I really like baseball live.
Baseball live is fun.
I would always go to a baseball game.
Baseball on TV,
Dude,
on
Yankee
the other hand.
Stadium, they just have an app and they deliver your beer to your seat. You don't even have to get up and miss shit.
That's beautiful.
They just bring it.
It's
beautiful unless you've got Wayne's tab.
So speaking of live games, have you guys
beers?
You ever gone to a Spokane Chiefs hockey game?
Not yet.
No.
You need to. We need to go.
I know we need to go.
Hockey is fucking fun to watch.
It is one of the best games to watch.
Yeah, I believe it.
And have beer for sure. But
So
You ever been to a baseball game?
we were.
I've
You
never
ever been to a baseball game
Do you like gladiator
on
movies?
Wii?
Ever seen the back of $100 bill? Yeah, Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart,
Yeah,
ladies
Jon
and gentlemen.
Stewart. So I was looking at your list here.
Okay.
We're going way circling back here. But
No,
I
yeah,
just think
back to
it's
the
funny.
Oscars.
So we're looking at this short list of films most likely to grab the big awards, like Best Picture, Best Director, Actor, Actress. So on
I
and
pulled
so
this off a website, so it wasn't. This isn't my idea.
I have seen
Defy
One.
Bloods.
I've seen one, two.
I've seen three
Three.
of them. I intend to see another one.
I've seen four.
I've seen one.
I guess I might watch Mank if the mood strikes me, but I'm
Who's in
not.
Mank?
Gary Oldman. It's about the guy who wrote Citizen Kane.
But these
Oh,
are
that's right.
David Fincher movie. I really want to watch The Sound of Metal. I've heard it's really
for Best Picture, Director, Actor, Actress. It's
Yeah.
not just
No, it's yeah.
any one specific category.
Palm Springs was funny.
Palm Springs was good.
Well, it's on Hulu, so fuck it.
It was genuinely funny.
Soul was okay. Like Soul was good, but it wasn't like I don't know. It wasn't life changing for me.
Promising Young Woman, I have a hard time believing Carey Mulligan might get a nomination, but I have a hard time seeing anything outside of that.
Didn't watch it.
Which one's Carey Mulligan?
News of the World I watched.
Was that okay?
It wasn't bad.
Mom watched it, she
But
said
it
was
wasn't-
alright, but I wasn't super.
But
interested.
it's not.
didn't
It doesn't seem like Oscar.
Are you able
Bait.
to separate the movie from Tom Hanks?
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carey Mulligan. Did you ever see Shame with
But
Fassbender?
can you
Where he's the
really
sex addict?
can you really separate many movies from Tom Hanks though? Because Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks in those movies.
He
In
really
every
is.
movie he is in.
Trial of
I
the
don't think
Chicago
he's.
7
I don't
was
think
good.
Tom Hanks is ever Tom Hanks. I don't think we've ever seen the real
Well,
Tom Hanks in
if
public.
if the Tom Hanks that you believe is Tom Hanks, then that's
If he's
correct.
actually killing people and raping
eating
children
babies or
and
raping
eating
children,
babies,
yeah.
yeah, I think he is.
I have much more.
That was a
Tom
deleted
Hanks
scene
in
in
that.
Joe versus the Volcano.
You have more faith in Tom Hanks than that?
Oh yeah.
No,
think he's
Trial
a
of the
monster?
Chicago 7.
No, I don't think. I don't
The real Tom Hanks.
necessarily think that. Hudds thinks that. Hudds is one of those
Why do you
guys.
think that?
Let me.
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's.
He's
enough
got he's
proof.
his whole Instagram account is pictures of discarded children's gloves in places where children have disappeared, and
And then the Epstein thing.
and then there was another thing,
Forrest Gump.
yeah, and
That's some like weird serial killer type shit right there. Like
and then there was
that's weird. I wasn't aware of that.
there was something about
Still not
I
enough
had
to convince
not
me.
heard that.
someone had
that's
accused
really
him of
weird.
something, and then
They
he
disappeared.
well no the day before they disappeared, he took a picture of on some highway out in the middle of nowhere, and that was the last place their cell phone was pinged. Like there's all kinds of weird shit about Tom Hanks.
You-
and then
you-
you look at his
so
face.
he-
You look at his face when Gervais was doing his thing. When he
Yeah.
Yes,
when,
yes,
when
I
he was
remember
like,
that.
"I'm
That
talking
was
to
one of the
all
people
you
that-
perverts."
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually
Hudds, you're
thought Tom
you
Hanks'
are one
face
of those
was the
guys.
most normal because he was like, man, these guys must feel really bad.
No,
Right.
No, no, he's
He's a bad person.
he's one of the worst
Allegedly.
people.
Which is scary to think about. You're one of those guys that will
He's been in the game so long.
Yep.
that people will talk to at a party or something. If you're like a kegger, I picture a kegger, and it's just because we're drinking. But
They get their eyes real wide and then they walk away.
no, Hudds will talk to you, and he'll be like, and
was talking
the
about
other guy,
Tom Hanks
the
eating
other guy will
baby.
be, the other guy will be like, I don't know, man, and then they'll just, it'll just be. I don't know, man. Like
drink
they're
and
not gonna,
that's it?
they're not gonna acknowledge that it's true or not true, but
Yeah,
But they'll-
I've had a lot of that. in my
I don't
40
know, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to believe that about Tom Hanks. I want to believe he's a good guy.
I had never thought of it.
That's
till
right.
now.
That's Woody.
I went out and I was urinating and looking at how bright Orion is in the clear sky, and then I come into Tom Hanks eats babies and goes to Epstein's Island and is the worst.
We've been
person.
teasing this for episodes now.
Yeah.
You guys have been teasing this, and I walked into it after urinating.
Did you ever watch
Wait,
those
jump
videos
a
that I
guy?
shared with you? The one that breaks down like from the start of his career.
I think you sent me that one. I
Man,
didn't watch
that one was fucked up. And then they had like all of last year when people started getting heavy into conspiracy stuff. They did that whole red shoe thing. And what was his first famous movie was The Man with One Red Shoe.
Yeah.
And those red shoe people are all they're all the people who are accused of also eating babies with him.
I've seen
And,
enough shit about like Nostradamus and people grasping at until
And his wife was on his tranny
Till
show
you see footage of.
until Tom Hanks comes out and is like,
before they
"So,
were married.
I'm very humbled and sorry to say that I eat babies." I don't know, man.
He has to say it has to come from
some of the
his mouth.
conspiracy theories that are proven to be false and how similar they sound in terms of their like what the fuckery? Like, so we're supposed to believe that there is this shadowy, like multi-trillion-dollar organization who is very extremely vested in making sure that we just specifically don't find out that Tom Hanks eats babies.
But is that shadowy conspiracy just Tom Hanks?
No.
Well, no, it's definitely not. But why, like, look at all the other things that people get caught doing.
Right.
Rick James chained a woman up in a basement and burned her with his crack pipe while he was like just on a drug binge. And that came out.
But that was over a weekend.
Right, and you can't.
And Rick
You
James
can't
is
undo
black.
that.
That's
You cannot.
I don't know. I'm not saying that it's not possible because Lord knows I've learned anything is possible, but I don't think there's enough evidence there to support the whole.
Well,
All right,
would you have signed up for a Kevin Spacey?
I never would have guessed
Grooms
Kevin Spacey was raping kids at
teenage
gay
boys.
parties.
Yeah.
Even
But it
when
doesn't surprise me.
The first,
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
not-
Dude,
the first time that I ever would have
he's got that look.
bought it
Yep.
was prior to when he got signed up to be Lex Luthor. Because right around when that came out was when it came out how close of friends he was with Bryan Singer. And Bryan Singer has been a known and very fucking obvious pervert since before Usual Suspects.
But
his
he's a director and
predilection
the
for
actors
working
don't
with
get
Kate
away
Bosworth was also
So
weird.
I would have bought Kevin Spacey more than I would buy Tom Hanks just because I don't know.
some of the stuff that Kevin Spacey comes out with is weird lately, but also like almost kind of like he's trying to
But he did that same
convince
thing.
you that
like, he put
like
that
everything's
video out
okay.
the day before that dude committed suicide. He talked
that
about
was
getting
weird.
revenge.
That was weird.
That 3-minute video with the weird music in the background, and then that dude
but
shot
he was
himself.
pretending to be Frank Underwood, but not pretending to be Frank Underwood at the same time.
But
Yeah.
this
It was
is
really
it's-
weird.
It's for guys committing those kind of crimes at that level, they've got to have something bigger. So, yeah, they're going to let you know they did it before they did it. And talking about Kevin Spacey, that makes Tom Hanks more believable.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Because I can totally, yeah.
Because he's
you were
wholesome,
saying
'cause
something
Hanks is
about
wholesome.
Him and his wife, and then it's my turn.
Oh, him and his wife are down in like a 300-person town in Western Australia, and they both get the COVID, and then they both magically recover and come home, and they're fine, and he's still posting pictures of fucking socks and gloves and shit.
The citizenship change thing I
And
thought
then-
was really unique.
And then
Yeah,
she,
Greece,
yeah,
right?
she's
They moved
descended
to one of the
from
few countries in the world where they don't extradite people for child sex stuff.
That
How
is-
cool!
that
And
is a
right around
big
the time
thing,
that all this
yeah.
stuff started, that was the one thing that I heard that I was like, "Well, that's really fucking weird timing."
Yeah.
and a weird place to pick.
and
Wouldn't that be something?
He's
'Cause
an
Tom Hanks is
honorary.
a pillar.
He's an honorary citizen, and she's an actual citizen because her dad is from there or something. And because they're married, he gets the protections and stuff. But it's just fucking weird. And there's so many.
Well, and that came on the
that
heels
like,
of the Epstein thing too, correct?
It did.
We've got a lot of years
but conveniently
left to live,
so.
and Tom Hanks still has quite a few.
Yeah. I hope they get him. I hope they get him and
He'll
they
burn
fucking
before we
pillory
die.
that motherfucker.
I just hope they don't ruin Colin's
And
career
they-
trajectory.
Well, and the other thing, just
What's he got something good going on the Animal Planet?
his
that I don't
other
know
son,
about or something like. Fuck.
his
Animal
other
Planet still a
son
thing?
started
I think
releasing
so.
fucking
I don't
weird
have
ass
cable anymore,
videos.
but I don't know.
Did you see some of the weird ass shit that his other kid was doing?
Oh,
He has
Chet?
another kid?
Yeah.
Chet Hanks,
Chet.
he's the one that nobody knows about
I
because
didn't even know he had another kid.
he's like a weird rap artist
He
kid.
calls himself Shay Thanks.
Wow.
He doesn't, but that'd be fucking
Shay, thanks. God damn it.
You didn't come up with that on the fly.
I did. I just
Wow.
God damn.
Wow.
because I didn't know his name was Chet.
Can you write that out and show it for the studio audience? Or the non-studio audience?
I mean, part of it is because
Shay, thanks.
Tom
Chet Hanks.
Jesus Christ.
Hot take.
You
Somebody
can't say-
message Ward if there was ever a hot take in the entirety of Time Spent Poorly, that is the hot take.
Shay, thanks.
he is a rap.
Wow.
Does Che get the little line over the E?
Damn.
Yeah, it gets the little accent mark.
The
Shay
umlaut
Thanks.
or whatever. No, the umlaut's the two dots, but
Yeah.
so Che would get the little line.
Yeah, the little accent mark. Oh wow.
Woof.
What were you gonna say?
I'm going to say hashtag first hot take ever.
Shay, thanks.
That is winning. I think that is the funniest thing that has ever been said on this show. In the history of this show.
It's Ward's fault because he said he has a rap career. And
I was going to say, let me really throw a wrench in this. Tom Hanks made me think of Dragnet, made me think of Christopher Plummer, and he died.
he did.
That
At
is
91.
a real shame.
Who Christopher Plummer, who replaced Kevin Spacey in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
All the Money in the World.
And he was so old
And he got
at the
nominated
time.
for an Oscar for it.
He did. It's a shame he didn't get it.
Knives Out was a fantastic movie. I think we talked about that when I was on the show previously.
That movie
Yeah.
is so good.
I want
Everybody
a sequel.
fucking nails that.
I want Daniel Craig's character again.
I'm looking forward to Daniel Craig not having to take 3 years off of fucking everything else to do Bond movies.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't offer him whatever the magic number is for the next Bond film so he can just move the fuck on.
Fuck, Chet Hanks is in Your Honor. Been watching that. That's a Bryan Cranston movie.
Oh.
Or Bryan Cranston show on Showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime Extreme.
They've been advertising it to me on Amazon. But
It's good. It's good.
Well, they want me to buy Showtime.
No, don't do that.
That's one. No.
It's good though.
So you pay for Showtime?
Yeah.
Word pays for
Eduardo has all the streaming.
Of course he
We have
does.
we have a segment called Eduardo has all the streaming services.
So, really?
Yep.
Damn.
It's a sad state of affairs.
'Cause the only
I'll never
streaming-
get to Maine with all the streaming services.
Yeah. I bought a year of Disney Plus because I knew I'd watch it because I watched Rebels a second time. I watch an episode of Clone Wars here and there because each one is 20 minutes of gloriousness.
Well, and now we've officially hit the point where there's like new Marvel content, whether it be a show or a movie, every week for the foreseeable like year and a half.
So I had
But why
plenty
once a
of
week
content.
though? They need more. But yeah, you're right.
I don't think they need more.
I
They
paid for
don't need more because that is more to be spoiled because I have a very limited amount of time that I can sit and watch something.
right. Well, I paid for Stars, Apple TV, and Peacock for a year run. But those are I'm gonna let those run.
Yeah. I piggyback off of Trish pays for Amazon Prime to send her kids stuff for free, which I can totally understand. I want to do her.
Oh, I have
7
that.
Days of Stars. I watched the first episode of Black Sails.
Oh yeah.
Has anybody watched Black Sails?
Black Sails is good.
I really wanted to watch more. Like, after watching the first one, after playing New Horizons, I was like, oh, wait a sec. I went down a Wikipedia fucking rabbit hole until like 3 in the morning, and I had to work the next day. Just these pirates and where they were located.
Because Black Sails is kind of historically accurate, isn't it?
It sounds
loosely
like it's
historically,
loosely, but and
accurate.
then Treasure Island,
like Spartacus was.
yeah,
Right. Yeah,
They
and
take their liberties. They have an idea where these people were and kind of what they were up to. Because it's not too many years. Because the Age of Pirates was really, really short.
Yeah, like my wiener.
Like, hot take number 2. No, really, that is a promo
That might
right
be the
there,
best.
back to back. You could put that. We could pay money to have YouTube put it on for 10 seconds. Seriously, I will front the money. I threw under $300 at a single share of GameStop just so I could be a part of it. Dumb idea.
No, it wasn't.
What?
Diamond hands, motherfucker! Ride that bitch to the moon! Ride that motherfucker to the void!
No, but I'm not going to sell it either because
No,
isn't it worth nothing now?
Out of that, no, it's worth
it's
60
still
bucks.
worth $60.
The
Something that was like $2 last year.
GameStop, right?
$60.
Still. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. And it's
God, I
still
saw
not
somebody's
done.
post yesterday that was just bitching about losing.
Because they probably bought it 400 or something.
Yeah, stupid.
Well,
fuckers.
and the hedge funds just traded it back and forth.
you
at
bought
lower and
you
lower
bought way
rates.
low, right?
Oh no, I just said it when I first said it was just under $300 for one.
One share.
Because I just wanted one. I wanted to be a part of it. It was a really good week. It was a lot of fun.
When they write these
But you
pages
didn't.
in
But
the
you
history
didn't.
books,
You didn't throw.
they will
But you
see
didn't
that I
throw
had
away
one share.
like $75,000
I threw less
away.
than $300.
Right. Exactly.
And it's not gone. It's still worth $60.
Right. We need new mics.
And you can order a paper copy of it and put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Keep it forever. Because why not?
That's invaluable, man.
Yeah,
that means like
then
more
it's
than
zero.
valuable.
And I can't do absolutely zero. Because now I've started watching stocks, and then I pay attention to what I do in my everyday life. It's like, what in my everyday life? Working the Postal Service is like, oh, they want to do an entire electrical fleet. And
I
there's
should
only
invest in electrical vehicles.
There's only 3 companies that are vying for that contract. And then you start to read as many articles as you can find about it and find out that, yeah, these one people, they're probably not likely, and these other people are from Turkey, and these people are tied up with Ford. So I think I'm going to go with the people that are tied up with Ford. I haven't dropped money on it yet, but their stock is only going up.
Yeah.
That's pretty tits, man.
And it's tied to my job, so why not wrap up my entire life around my job?
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
Index funds,
Or
motherfuckers.
it's the
what are you talking about?
Or it's the best idea.
Yeah, I can't control the Postal Service.
I never preach good ideas out loud.
I busted my ass so hard as an assistant, and then there's this guy who basically replaced me. I would, like, before the day, we throw up all the letter size stuff and the loose letters, and that's called case and mail. Well, I'd case 3 routes before I cased my route, and then I'd go out and deliver my route, and I'd do my 10, 12-hour day. And once I stopped doing it, I didn't think anybody was going to step up and do it. This guy did. And once he makes regular, then there's nobody behind him.
Wow.
But just this morning, he thanked me for coming to work when I'm scheduled to coming to work, because there are so many people that just don't come to work.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Because we get tons of sick time. I get four hours. of
Don't
sick
you
time.
carry that to your retirement?
Yeah, I was
though?
gonna say.
Then I fuck that. I'd take it
this
to my
is-
retirement.
Yeah, especially
If I can.
Especially because we get a raise every 10.5 months. So if I hold on to my just regular vacation leave right now, it's worth more money if I hold out longer.
Right.
But this was my 7th Christmas. I'm just about to 400 sick leave hours. I have only
It's
called
10 weeks.
Yeah, I've only called in to work one time, and that was when I invited Wayne down to finish Chris's collection of wine at Mom's house.
That was during this podcast, I think. Really recent, not too far ago.
Oh, no,
It was like
quite a
3
long
years
time
ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was rough.
I was pretty fucked up.
It happens.
Was that the night I fell
Been
in the
there.
graveyard and broke my face?
It might have been.
Yeah. I fell in the graveyard and hit a tombstone with my face.
But whole pandemic and just flu in general, I don't get flu shots. That's the only time I've called in sick.
Yeah, flu shots to me feel like invitation to get the flu.
I've never not gotten like at least a little bit ill off of.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't
Right.
know that
I
I
haven't
would say
had
that
one
I've
since I
gotten...
was in the army, but
I haven't
Fucking
done one
every
in a
time.
handful of years.
It's been a while. I think Matthew was...
I got shamed into one probably 7-8 years ago, and I was like, But yeah. And I've been told for the COVID vaccine that I'm okay to do what I want to do.
yeah. Who told you it was okay? Besides your own mind and
Well, I mean, obviously. No, my significant other
okay.
told me that it was that she didn't care what I did, but I have like a blood clotting disorder. There's all sorts of like prevailing health conditions,
So
and then
skip it.
all these things that are coming up with the vaccine. And sure, I
How
mean,
about only getting it?
what's that?
Only getting COVID? Why would you get it on purpose? They were talking about all the blood clotting and...
Get the vaccine on purpose?
No, why would you get COVID itself
that's-
on purpose?
No, I wouldn't look to get COVID on purpose, but there's blood clotting issues with the vaccine too.
Shit.
Yeah, it's killing like 90% of the people that take it.
That doctor that died had
He
created
had
a clotting disorder.
He had a clotting disorder he had no idea that he had
Right.
because he was, just at 50?
Yeah,
something?
52 or something like that.
And
It's
the
crazy.
peak of health.
I'm not saying I won't. Like, I mean, something could, the virus could kill me, but so could the vaccine.
Somebody's watching us at 10:18 a.m. in Pakistan. I've been near your neck of the woods, Mahmoud.
What's he holding?
How is Pakistan? Oh, AM. Okay, so they're 13 hours ahead of us.
He's holding up a book he wrote.
That's a newspaper saying that he is being held hostage
Oh, man.
by the Pakistan government.
He's trying to speak out. using our podcast, the poor son of a bitch.
How about you Google how much...
This is the wrong place to save your
man.
soul.
Google how much the U.S. has sent Pakistan in foreign aid in 2020.
Oh, God.
EIN.
Shut up.
Oh, with no age?
Faux rain. Faux rain.
2020?
2020.
It defends foreign aid to Pakistan.
Will Pakistan get 0 in 2020? I don't think so.
450.
Million? Channeled elsewhere. That doesn't mean anything.
God, they should channel that directly into my bank account.
Shouldn't that be something we could Google really fast?
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Well, this is Bing.
Oh.
Oh, you should be using DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo? What's DuckDuckGo?
Is the anti-Google the one that doesn't track us? That tracks us. Because they all do. They all track us.
I just use it because it gives you less ads than Google does.
See, I just tune out ads.
Oh, no, like the
U.S. aid to Pakistan for 2020 to be dismal.
That's from the Hindustan Times, though.
How many billion is...
450
That was
million.
the same one. Will Pakistan get 0? That is the same fucking one we looked at the last search.
USA.
Oh yeah, U.S. foreign aid by country. That is what we're looking for.
Thanks, Google. Wow.
Was that the third one?
Is this Pakistan?
4 down, yeah.
84 million.
Wow.
That is a lot of money.
We still have homeless vets. Just saying.
And now Google population of the United States.
I don't know what that's.
Oh man,
We're on to other things right now.
that's my favorite song.
That's my fucking
What am I Googling now?
jam.
Population of United States, 2020.
That's enough for $2 per person.
Just that?
Yeah, we just want to know what the number is.
331 million.
Now,
God damn, I was close.
Now divide 684 million
It's gonna be like
by
$2.31 a person.
332 million. 684 0 0 0.
Is it 3 more zeros? Divided by
2 zeros.
Welcome to Sesame Street Math Hour.
divided by 332.
Well, welcome to the Time Spent Poorly program, where
082.
000.
apparently devolved.
We short
into
shrift
doing
82 million
fucking
people,
math
or 82,000 people, but
2060.
$2.06 a person.
It's only $2?
yeah, $2.06 a person.
Yeah.
That's all?
That was disappointing, right?
That was really disappointing.
We're getting those stimulus checks, though, man.
That's only one. Yeah, we're not getting stimulus checks. That's only one country, though.
That is true.
It might be as high as $200. Our poor vets.
Did we do the math right?
We got
You
what
did.
we needed out of them.
It's
That's the way they look
it's
at it.
332 million people,
Ooh, George
and it was
Carlin. We need
$682
live
million.
babies, so they could be
They
dead
could be dead soldiers.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
But that's $2 that could have gone to me, man.
I know. That's two things.
That's
No,
$8
that
between
is-
all of us.
That is not $2 that could have gone to you. That is $2 for you personally and 8 for your family. 10.
Yeah,
10 for your family
Yeah.
right.
from one country.
From one country.
So what
And
did that mean?
we've
Could've
supplied
gone and got
aid
2
to
beef and
multiple
cheddars and had
countries.
$6 left.
Did I bring water to a arid valley, or did I buy a fraction of a bomb?
You probably purchased. I know a good chunk of that went to some sort of
Mahmoud Khan Balak.
It's
Before we
Mahmoud.
play your song, Mahmoud,
Mahmoud.
can you tell us? Can you answer that question? Did we build a bomb?
Hey, he's trying to get us. He's trying to get us shut down playing.
That just went there.
He doesn't know.
Well, I'm
And we're
asking.
not bombing Pakistan.
No, we just raided them to capture.
But we're supplying money for Pakistan.
with the Navy SEAls that went in
We
there.
did bomb them too.
Probably.
The mountains.
Sure. Got to practice.
I've been right on the border of Pakistan.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you're traveled.
Do you know Mahmoud?
I
I'm not jealous.
not personally.
No, I'm not either.
I just figured,
I would like my traveling to be somewhere different.
Somewhere else. Elsewhere.
Fucking Maine.
Fucking Maine.
Yeah. Welcome to Delaware. I'm in Delaware.
I could totally see retiring there and
Oh,
just
yeah.
getting to spend my time
Yeah.
with my dogs,
Nope.
doing my thing.
Not winters like
Like,
that.
oh, it's winter. I have
Oh,
to stay
see.
inside. What a bummer. I prefer to stay
Yeah.
inside.
I would go outside to chop wood and stuff.
Nope. I would probably end up somewhere in the Southwest. If I ever leave here, it'll probably be for the Southwest. I'll probably end up in Arizona if I go anywhere else.
It's too fucking hot.
I do believe in climate change. I do think it's going to keep getting warmer.
So
I
here might be the best bet.
don't want to go any farther south because it's just going to be too fucking hot.
yeah.
And they're going to run out of water, and then things are going... It's going to be Mad Max. down in Arizona way before it gets to that point up here.
I'm awakening
Because-
Valhalla.
If we're talking about
Sign me up. That sounds like fun.
are we talking about apocalyptic things?
We always
Or
end
just-
up talking about apocalyptic things.
Sorta.
That's one thing I think about when I think about moving anywhere
we
is
honor
like
the men
we
who
are
went to
really in
Gastown
kind of like the sweet
And the bullet
spot,
farm.
less
But you
the
wanna
less
be-
the Yellowstone volcano.
But
But-
that is a global ending event.
Right,
and it's not going to happen for at least like 900 million years.
And if it happens, we're lucky because we'll go
Right.
fast.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be
And that's how
atomized.
I want to
There won't
go
be
in-
any like it's been 2 weeks since the explosion, and
Nope.
it'll be like,
It-
did you guys
there-
hear that? Yeah.
Hear me.
We might not even hear it. Sound might not move as fast as that
It's-
shockwave.
yeah,
We're
it's-
so close. But what other natural disasters do we deal with? None.
None.
We may have to deal with a flood.
No hurricanes.
Only if Al Qaeda takes out our town. And then it'll only be downtown.
Yeah, it won't get.
Say
It
it
definitely
wouldn't-
won't get your house.
Yeah.
You're up
No.
here.
No.
Think of how inconvenienced we are when like something like a power outage happens. It doesn't happen that much here, really.
No.
Because our power.
Spokane loses power more than we do.
Inland Cellular loses their service more often than we lose power.
That has got to be employee.
Inland
There
Cellular.
has to
I don't
be
know.
something.
I don't know how.
what it is, but
Jeff, our friend Jeff of the show, he works for Inland Cellular, but I don't know how Inland Cellular works.
I don't either.
I don't know how they work if they go out on such a spectacular level on
Well,
but
and I
not
always
a regular
see-
basis, but such a regular basis that you would talk about it.
I
Right.
always see people on Facebook talking about, oh, if I have one more problem with Inland Cellular, I'm going to a different service provider. Like, their prices are cheaper than some of the like national people, like Verizon and Sprint and stuff like that.
Tell you who I
But if
use.
your service didn't
They're
work,
not that much cheaper. Like, it's not like consumer cellular where it's like, oh, you get $12.95 a month for this phone that might work. Like, I mean, it's if you're paying a tenth of the price, yeah, you're gonna get a tenth of the service. But if you're saving $15 a month on a $60 bill,
Right.
my phone better fucking work no matter where I am.
I
don't give a shit.
I use Ting
I better
Mobile.
have bars.
well, now you're Sprint T-Mobile.
I use Ting Mobile, and it pings off of. You can use Sprint or Verizon towers,
okay.
and I pay $15 a month for unlimited minutes and bandwidth, and then we have shared data
How much?
or unlimited
how
minutes
much-
and texts, and then
much
we have shared data. So we can share $5 for a gig of shared data, or for a gig.
So
So,
they only
and it's
charge
shared.
you at the end of the month for how many gigs you use.
Yeah, it's a bucket plan, so it's based on.
Oh, dude, that's pretty sweet.
So if I use 9 gigs, that's what, $40? 9 times 5?
Yeah, 45.
45. So if I 45 plus $5 a line is another $20, or what did I say, 15?
Yeah.
I said 15. Sorry.
Somehow we went from discussing the fucking
I
apocalypse
know.
to your phone bill.
Well,
Well, because I've been
Welcome to
into phone bills.
this is the Time Spent Poorly show.
We've gone from complex math problems discussing funding and foreign aid to Pakistan to the intricacies of Ward's Verizon / T-Mobile phone bill.
Ting, ting.
Ting.
It's not
Ting.
even
Hashtag Ting.
That's why it was so interesting. And
Ting is awesome.
for Verizon.
I've been with Ting for
And
4 years.
I just got Dad and Stepmom Kelly in on my Verizon plan. So
Oh, nice.
Talk to
This
me
is
about,
a
if you want to know about
conversation.
Ting, message me. Yeah,
no,
because
I don't because I love Verizon.
I was gonna say
They take care of me.
there's a reason why
Ting
I
is-
had no
Ting has been
hesitation about
amazing.
going to work there. I've bought stuff from that store. I've been a Verizon customer. I was a Sprint customer for 4 years before I was a Verizon.
I hated
customer.
Sprint.
Being a
I
Sprint
will
customer.
never go anywhere ever again.
I
Ever.
looked at Mint, but the problem with Mint Mobile, which is owned by Ryan Reynolds, by the way,
Deadpool.
is you have to pay for like a period, like chunks of time, quarterly or annually. So you pay for a lot. You pay a lot up front, basically.
That's like
And so
the
so then
movie
you have
pass
to-
thing. They're front loading it before the company proves that it's not economically viable, and they just get a bunch of subscriptions.
Yeah, shut up. It's a little bit scary.
Sorry.
So you already did it?
No, I didn't end up going to Mint because Ting changed their plans in response to Mint.
It
sounds like we're probably better off if we go with the people that advertise during the Super Bowl.
We need to go with the monopoly.
I've been with Ting for 4 or 5 years now, and I haven't had any issues.
I will readily admit that my Verizon
Other than when
bill
I added my kids to the plan, and then
is-
that changed things. But then when they changed the plan structure, then it fixed it.
it's more money.
I'm paying
than I
$100 a
want
month
to
for
spend.
4 lines.
It's
I will-
always more than
I will readily admit that my Verizon bill is more money per month because I don't have to pay for my phone anymore. My phone's paid off, so I got that reduced off my bill. But I pay for my phone, unlimited minutes and unlimited data. Matthew's tablet, unlimited data. And then for the 2-line fees and whatnot.
So with the tablet, does the tablet go outside Wi-Fi?
I can get on YouTube or Netflix or anything, anywhere, anytime, ever.
So you can get on an LTE network.
My kids and I can go on a 5.5-hour drive through shit splat nothing over to Seattle, and they can watch YouTube or Netflix or play their games.
That is
the
nice.
entire way over.
Then that is money well spent.
I can drive to Walmart, and if I just have to run in and grab some garlic bread because we forgot it for spaghetti, I can have Matthew and Annabelle stay in the car and both watch cartoons.
That
for 3
also makes
seconds
you
while
a
I
piece
run.
of shit for forgetting the garlic bread. But
Well,
we'll have a different
Right.
conversation about that.
No, it's I as I said, is it more money than I want to spend on my cell phone bill? Yes. Do I have internet access on anything? Dude, my Tori's internet was out. There was something up with her CenturyLink thing for like 2 days. So she didn't have internet in her house at all. So I took my tablet over to her house, turned on its Wi-Fi hotspot, and just left it on for 2 days, and she had internet the whole time. It doesn't cost me any more per month than it was. So it's worth it to me.
What is your sweet spot for monthly cell phone hotspot spending, and what is your real bill?
If I was just spending it on myself, because like I said, I don't pay for my phone anymore, so I save myself $54 a month. Now that my phone, paying for the actual physical phone is done.
So
So
what
that-
kind of phone do you?
A Google Pixel 3 XL. So your gifts, my dears. All right, kissy faces.
Thank you.
Hearts. Man,
Anyway, continue.
I might whip it out.
damn. Mahmoud is.
Mahmoud.
Sorry,
Mahmoud.
Chris is the only one who can get it right.
He has practice.
Yeah.
He's already
So
done with us.
if I were
No, I'm just looking at Mint Mobile's plan
If-
just to see what
He's
they
like,
are.
Mahmoud.
if I were
No, it's
only-
Mahmoud, you
if I were
dumbass.
only spending for myself, ideally I would feel totally comfortable if I wasn't paying for a phone to have my phone service and my full internet access anywhere, anytime that I want and whatnot. I would comfortably spend $100 a month
For one person.
for myself.
See, I spend that much for all 4 of my lines.
Right now-
my 2 boys and my
Right
wife and
now-
myself.
Right now, for myself and for
Jesus.
Matthew, I spend only $156.
That's not bad.
So I'm really not. It's again, it's a little bit more than I want to spend, but I justify it because again,
You guys use so much.
But
data.
wait till your kids start using more.
no, and that's I won't.
And
pay-
that's why, like, when
I won't pay anymore. We get unlimited. There's no throttling. There's no nothing. It's just
Right.
if I want internet, doesn't matter where the fuck I am, I have it.
we were on
And
we were on
it's
that
worth
plan
it.
with Ting, and we were on a bucket plan with Ting, and when my kids hopped on, then it started pushing our bill up to like over $200
because they were using so much.
See, my
because
phone
yeah,
bill is
they were using that much
my-
more
You got
My-
for all of your
because
kids.
you
my bill
well
is-
you got to pay for the line too.
Oh, and actually, that
But
is not
when-
entirely true because
when
I'm
Mint
paying
came on-
for unlimited on my phone, my tablet, and Matthew's tablet. Excuse me.
For
There you go.
150.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
That is pretty reasonable because 50.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll probably
unlimited, so
and
you're just busting it out.
it'll probably go up another 40-ish bucks in May when Matthew actually gets his own phone because the only thing I'll have to be paying different for is another line of service, which is as we see for the 3 of them already, about $50.
Do you get any perks being an employee?
I don't know yet. I believe I do, but I honestly don't know yet. I was supposed to start today, but I'm now starting on Saturday.
I see.
Yeah.
Till they listen to this episode.
Oh, I sincerely doubt that.
Oh no, Ron's gonna slay it down there.
I think
They
it'll be.
don't even know what's coming.
I think it'll be a good thing.
No, that's awesome.
It's a lot more my wheelhouse in terms of work. But no, and again, it's, dude, sometimes, I'm sorry, sometimes you fucking pay for what you get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got so
You get what you pay for,
well,
or well,
however,
basically it doesn't.
However you want to say it, but I mean, Kim and Scott got Dad and Kelly hooked on Consumer Cellular initially because that's what they were on, and it was so dirt cheap.
But
And
if that's all they're using, then it's fine. But then all of a sudden they start to realize that, oh, this is I actually play outside of this sandbox.
Theirs was not so much that as it was more of like Dad was always complaining about never being able to get service.
That's what I'm saying,
And,
though.
you know, like
Right? Yeah, his like all of a sudden things that they thought they thought they had with their previous plan.
Oh yeah,
Or that they carried over with their new plan weren't exactly
because they were Verizon customers for a long
Right.
time, and then they switched because they disbanded the family plan, and
But
I
well,
went
because
on my own, and Amy went on her
Consumer
own, and they went on
Cellular
their own,
wants
blah,
to
blah, blah.
sell you
And I swooped him
their
up.
plan.
And then you swooped them up and yeah.
Dude,
You
what
sneaky
a great
so-and-so.
time too.
But, hey.
because they are trying to push the unlimited plan so hard that I got Dad and Kelly on mine with Trish. So there are 4 people on my line, and my cell phone bill this time is $156. We have 8 gigs of shared data. Dad uses about 0.1.
Yeah. Yep.
But if I was to downgrade to a 5 gig shared plan today, they would charge me $30 more a month. I got
believe it.
right at the right time, grandfathered in at 8 gigs.
Yeah,
8
that's great.
gigs. Because the 4 gig plan at the time,
What happens if you go over 8?
it's $15.
They spear him in the
Nah.
ass.
But we don't go over.
Right.
I
try to
turn
stay
my
in my Wi-Fi network if I can.
I turn my Wi-Fi off when I leave the house because it upsets my Bluetooth.
I never have to pay attention to what mine is.
I don't have to
I
either.
just go somewhere and I do fucking what this? Yeah, but
Oh, but at the time, when I jumped from 4 gigs, what Trish and I shared, to 8 when Dan and Kelly got on it, it was those 4 gigs cost $16, so $4 per gig. If I was to go over by 1 gig for the month, they charge me $15. So I just get the 4.
yeah.
And now Dan and Kelly pay for 3, I pay for 3, and Trish pays for 2. Because everything after 4 is $4.
And when they go over theirs, do you charge them
Nobody goes
$15?
over theirs.
Nobody goes over.
But if they were to, would you charge them $15?
I would go to their house and show
I
them
don't-
this, like this would happen. But it doesn't happen.
I don't think
Excuse me, this is what happens.
and
Excuse
this
me.
is
Excuse me.
what I was
can't
going to
even
say.
talk
I don't
Dad into doing the monthly transfer, but I finally got it to where I don't have to remind him about it.
No, dude, I asked Dad, dude, 0.01 gigs. I asked him if he wanted. I asked him
Let me
seriously.
get my phone out and I'll
No,
tell you real
seriously.
time. what
I
it is.
asked him the last time I was over there. I was
My
like,
dad
so,
is afraid of data too.
I signed up for HBO Max and they let 6 different viewers watch at the same time. Do you want me to create you an account and add it to your TV? And his response was, I wouldn't even know how to use it, so don't bother.
Oh, you should let Rick
I was
use
like,
yours.
dude, there's so
But
many
no,
movies on
if-
there.
If Dad doesn't use any data, but talk time, number 1.
Really? No shit.
Yeah, moving to Ting.
If he calls somebody, he talks to them forever.
I guess
Moving
that's
to the
true.
unlimited plan
When he got near
from
Grandma
Ting
Lenny,
on, my wife was like,
they were just
chatter
two
fucking
chatty
days.
Cathys.
I believe that. I can see that.
I maybe use at most 120 minutes a month across all my calls. And that's because they ding you a minute for every call.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I don't call almost anybody.
I don't call. Yeah, like,
don't do
and I
almost
barely,
anything.
I barely text. Most of my messages are through Facebook Messenger, and that doesn't count against my messages.
Yeah. I could almost do with just a data plan.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
I did that for a while, actually.
Because there's so many different apps that you can just
there's
talk to
so
people.
many-
you can call with Messenger.
Yeah.
You
even.
can.
With how cheap it is, though, I don't even want to fuck around with other stuff.
Right,
No,
right.
No, it's cheaper with a phone line because
And
they
the-
can sell your number to people
And
they make more money.
Those services know that it's beneficial to stay on a unlimited talk and text plan because you can go to
Yeah.
just a data plan. But fuck,
I need to get going.
we need to get out of here.
Yeah. I didn't realize how late it was.
That
I'm
is
going to be in trouble.
fantastic.
got kids waiting for me.
All right. Well,
This has been the Time Spent Poorly program.
Featuring math and foreign aid.
And totally going off the rails, but totally go on that Patreon. If
off
you,
the rails in a good way.
Always.
Yeah, I know. That was a good time. Give us some money. We get better.
Patreon.com/time spent poorly. Yeah, we need those microphones. Give us those microphones. You know you wanna. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. We have had a long discussion about a lot of things,
This is multiple episodes.
as it always is. But thanks again for joining us. timespentpoorly.com. We'll catch you again next time.
Arrivederci. Later, Mahmoud.
What he said.